My thirst is divine, words inspire with perfect time, nurtured right. Them man there be learning lines, rehearsing lines. Trust me, far from certified. Active while you sleep, I'm working nights. I want all the ups to feel like that Jurgen guy on Merseyside.
Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back. Fuck all going on in this international break, but we've seen a bit of transfer news that has come out earlier today, so we got a bit to discuss. We got Kai Havertz to Bayern Munich news. We got a potential link back with Cristiano Ronaldo in January or in the summer, and I haven't really got the same thoughts that I did last time about it, but I'll get more into that the deeper we get into the stream. What else do we have? There's talks over Rafael Leao, Neymar potentially, Zaha potentially is a free agent too, and Ivan Toney still being on Chelsea's shortlist, as well as Mitrovic as well. Plenty to get into, plenty to discuss. I saw people wanted to talk about Pulisic's quotes as well. That was just weird. I didn't expect that to. I don't get why he was still talking about Tuchel, but we'll get into that as well. And yeah, everyone just smash the like button. Let me know you guys' thoughts. I know everyone's probably bored out of their fucking mind, but it's not long left. We've got like a week of this shit, and then we can start building up to Premier League football. And then there's 9 games in a month. 9 games in the month of October. So at least we have plenty of content to discuss then, but we got enough to talk about today. So big up everyone that's locked in. I see Lil Boy Blue Notes in here, Isaiah, AD, Arpan. That's how I talk sense. Appreciate that. I don't get that a lot. Stide Formula, CFC OG, Liam Lane, Harrison Hunter, Arpan, David Alas, Footy Taha, Ilias. Big up everybody that is in here. Hit the likes because there's barely anything to talk about. And we are going to be struggling through this international break. So, guys, help a guy out. Hit the like button. Drop a super chat if you guys want to. If you guys want to get your best and most affordable football kits, check out Jerseys FC down in the description below. We will also be doing an away kit lottery. That's going to be coming within the next... We'll do that when the international break's over. Yeah, we'll start that when the international break's over. I'm just waiting for it to get delivered in. Once I get it, we're going to be doing an away kit lottery. So keep a lookout for that as well. Big up Declared, my guy in the comments. Hope you're doing well, bro. It's probably like 1, 2 a.m. over there. But big up yourself for still being locked in. Fuad, Tajon, Sean, Santiago, Bill... Seeker of Truth saying Havertz is finally leaving my club. Apparently, he might have pushed for a leave last summer, if Bayern actually made a serious approach for him. I'll get into that in a few minutes because I want to run the viewers up a little bit more first before I delve into all the transfer news. But we'll talk about it because there's a lot of little clues in the article that Simon Phillips wrote that is giving off the idea that he's been unhappy for a while, but we'll delve into it. Yeah, I'm going AC Milan away. Actually got the ticket sorted and everything, so my ass is actually doing a European away. Hope to God it means we don't lose, but I'm already anticipating that we might not make it out of the group stage, so I'm getting my European away out of the way now because I ain't doing any of them European aways in fucking Ukraine or Russia or anywhere where I think I'm just going to get chased around the fucking city. So, yeah, I'm going to do Milano, even though, like, I mean, it's not like Italy is the most inclusive football fans either. But we move. I want to do the San Siro. Yeah. I was talking like the lad's just going to be sunshine and roses and all of that. Nope. Yeah, International Snooze Fest. We might do a watch along or two on here. We might do. Depends on the game. Depends what it's on and if I can be bothered. But we'll see. Oluwasi says Pulisic quotes. Yeah, those were weird. I don't get why he was complaining about not playing in the second leg against Real Madrid. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm just going to put up on the screens now anyway. You can decide whether he was just being a bit too open or if he was actually taking the opportunity to have a shot at Tuchel. You guys let me know. I don't know. I can't read a player's mind like that, but it's still weird that he's complaining about it. Big up Daniel as well. I'll send you a link in a little sec. He said, I honestly was dumbfounded and very disappointed. I thought I'd earned a start, and most importantly, he'd assured me previously I was going to start. If he did assure him that, then I understand him being a bit annoyed, but like I wouldn't still hold the gripe nearly, is it 2 years? No, over a year afterwards, because this was one of our best performances of 2021. Like, and Pulisic was brilliant coming off the bench and he got the assist. You could be pissy about whether you deserve to start or not, but Tuchel's decision worked. We were unbelievable that day. We absolutely dominated Madrid from the first minute to the last, and they didn't even get a sniff on us. And it was partly, well, it wasn't partly, it was mainly because of the lineup Tuchel put out. Havertz was brilliant in the middle. Werner and who was on the other side with him? Probably Mount. The three of them were unbelievable. Unbelievable. The only gripe I have coming out that game is that we didn't win by more goals. We should have beat Madrid like 5 or 6-0 that day. We were so good. So I don't get the complaints that you didn't play. Like, fair enough, maybe your form at that time deserved it. But if we got knocked out, I'd understand the complaints. We won 2-0. We dominated them. It was the right decision. It was the right decision. Yeah. We weren't talking about last season. It was the 2-0 one. But same way, like, we played brilliantly without him. If we played like shit, fair enough. I understand you complaining because you could have been on the pitch and you could have contributed in a better way than the others could have. We played well. We won. We got to the final. Like, I completely get why he didn't play. I completely get. Secret Truth says Kante carried. To be honest, that's like one of the few games where I will say Kante, absolute, by far man of the match that day. I always complained about his final ball that season, but he got an assist and he got a pre-assist in a 2-0 win and absolutely battered their midfield single-handedly. So, yeah, definitely carried it. Definitely carried it. Murdrop says Bayern don't need Havertz, we have Musiala. No. My guy is generational, my friend. And I tell you, you guys are struggling in the Bundesliga right now. You haven't won in 4 games. If you had the generational minerals that is Kai Havertz, you would have already been clear in the Bundesliga. But don't worry, you made the mistake of not getting him this summer. Get him next summer. It'll be on the cheap. No worries, bro. Yeah, we did fumble the bag with Musiala, but it's all good. Like, always happens with Chelsea. We have our De Bruyne's, we have our fucking Gays, Tomoris. Always happens. Yeah, let's go into this Havertz news because this didn't really surprise me as much as it surprised a lot of other people, because I do remember reports on this coming out a month or two ago. I think it was before the Spurs game. I don't remember, but I did do a live stream on this before. Simon Phillips says there are some concerns in the club over the form of Kai Havertz, but Potter and the coaches have a belief in the German international and they feel they can tap into his full potential and get the best out of him, which I understand. Like, Potter's only just come in. He wants to judge the players for himself and try and get the best out of them using his own tactics, using his own changes. So it remains to be seen if he can do that. And I can keep an open mind to see if Potter can do it, but I have to see it first. But continuing on, he says, however, as I've recently reported, so it was probably Simon Phillips that reported it the last time too, Chelsea are ready for a serious approach from Bayern Munich for Kai Havertz next summer. I'm told that if the approach came last summer, Havertz would have pushed for the move. A lot can happen in a year from now, of course, so let's see if he can find his form and, more importantly, his enjoyment in the league. Now, on ability, I've already said, if Havertz can't turn it around this season, just sell him, because I can't be asked with waiting 4 years for a player to finally turn up and be worth the 72 million that we paid him for. Save for the open goal in Porto and everything like that. But I keep telling you people, I need consistency. My biggest question, though, is does he even want to be here at this point? Because Simon's wording made it sound like he's not happy at all. He said, I'm told that if this approach came last summer, Havertz would have pushed for the move. He's saying if he can find his form and more importantly his enjoyment in the league, or everything from the way that he words it just says that he's already not happy here. And with us knowing that there was so many forwards and like so many forwards wanted to leave, the likes of Pulisic, the likes of Ziyech, Werner, Cho, I wouldn't be surprised if Havertz was up there as well. I really wouldn't be too surprised. Let me know you guys' thoughts. Would you guys want to keep him? Would you guys want to sell him? Would you guys wait till the season's over? Have you already made your judgment? Let me know what you guys are saying. Ilya says Havertz suits the Bundesliga. He actually does, to be fair. He actually does. Like, he could go to Bayern Munich, be the long-term replacement for Thomas Muller, and he can space invade his way to a fuck ton of Bundesligas. He'd actually do really well there. I don't think he's suited to Chelsea. I've been saying he's not suited to Chelsea. And if he did want to leave last summer, maybe it explains why his form's been so bad this season. Maybe it would explain it. We should give Havertz to Bayern and add Callum to sweeten the deal. I don't know if that sweetens any deal. We have better talents at our under-18s. With Silas' current crop, that group is built different, I tell you. They did look good in some of the games I watched recently, but I haven't properly watched them say anything about any names. Carl, I agree. I am 100% overdue a trim. Might get one before Shameless. I might, but I've got a fuck ton of streams to do, so I don't know. What else are we seeing? Everyone will say, why did we say... Yeah, I know that they will. I already seen people on Twitter going, this is going to be as bad as it when we let Kevin De Bruyne leave. Shut up about the Kevin De Bruyne comparisons. I keep telling people, Kevin De Bruyne had under 500 minutes for Chelsea before he was sold. And even then, we saw flashes of his brilliance, but we didn't give him a fair chance. The guy, I don't even think, played 3 full 90s for Chelsea, including in the League Cup. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it's around that amount. Havertz would be in his 3rd full season as a first-team player and as a starter. Do not give me this, letting Havertz go is the same as letting Kevin De Bruyne go. No. We gave him a chance. We gave him plenty of chances. If he can't show himself, let him go to Bayern. If he balls out of Bayern, I will be happy for him. I won't want him back. I will not want him back because I've already seen what's happened with him at the club. You've had a defensive manager. If he can't work with a more attacking manager, see ya. See ya. Simple as that. I don't get why people always make that sort of comparison. It's weird. No, I agree. Have to see how he plays under Potter. Potter still wants to give him a chance, and I completely understand it. Like, he's a new manager at a new club. He's going to try and get the best out of him, and more power to him. I hope he can be the one to finally figure out how to get him to work. Then we'd actually be working better. All I want is a competent attack, but from the 60 minutes I saw, not looking good, bruv. The Chuckle Brothers at Bayern package deal. I'm guessing you mean Mount as well. Would they take Mount? I don't know. At least with Mount, he looks semi-decent at an 8. Even Havertz at the 10 looked like shit. Don't want players who don't want to be here. Neither do I, man. If it comes out that it was true that he wanted to leave, I want to see the same energy Werner and Lukaku and Pulisic got. I want to see the same energy Ziyech got. Because Lukaku got hounded out of it, and deservedly so. Ziyech, I think all the criticism should only be football-based with him, because I think he's been respectful to the club in spite of him wanting to leave. He hasn't no-showed training. He hasn't not been available for the squad when Tuchel asked him. He's just shit. That's just it. He's just shit. But I don't think he's a prick. Pulisic, I think, is talking a little bit too much. But I also think the criticism on him from fans is a little bit too much as well. So it's a bit of both. I want to see the same energy. Show me the same energy. Because there are favourites here. there are favourites here, not just in the managerial seat, but also in the fan base. Havertz's contract ends in 2025. If we want to give him another year and form doesn't pick up, we might risk losing him on free. This is exactly what I wanted to bring up as well. Would you re-sign Havertz at the end of the season? Because to me, if you keep him, you re-sign him. Because he's got 2 years left, and at that point, you make a decision. Are you with him for the long term, or are you just going to get rid? Because if you keep going, suddenly you're either going to lose him for a smaller fee if his form doesn't improve, or he gets the leverage in negotiations and he's going to get more money. And to be honest, if he resigns at that age, he's likely getting more money anyway. So if Havertz plays the same way that he does, do you re-sign him? Not even do you keep him. Do you re-sign him? Because if Chelsea keep him, they would keep him with an eye on re-signing him. So let me know what you're saying. See, I quietly heard that as well. I know that Mike guy on Twitter said it, and a couple of other people said it as well. So I don't know. Big up Dan in the comments. You've seen Harry Kane? I've seen that, but they said it's a pipe dream, and I think it's a pipe dream too. We'd only get Kane if he's on a free. And if he stays at Tottenham until his contract expires, he'd be, 31 years old or something like that? And they probably still wouldn't have won shit. So, if you want to do that, or if Kane wants to do that, I'd think his next club would have to be somewhere where he's guaranteed trophies. He'd go like Bayern, or he'd go PSG, or he'd go Juventus or something like that. Somewhere where he knows he can stat pad trophies, because this guy's trophy cabinet is empty as fuck. He's not going. I don't think he'll come to a Chelsea where he kills any relationship he had with Tottenham, the club that he spent 12 to 13 years at that point. And also a club at Chelsea where we're not necessarily going to win everything. Not like a Bayern would or a PSG would. Like, we would be strong. We would have City and Liverpool, that's strong competitors. He wouldn't be guaranteed trophies here. So I think Kane's done personally. Not unless Daniel Levy wants to sell him to us. And I don't think he would do that. I really don't think he would. What else we seen? Tuchel's going to Bayern. Hey, maybe he'll take Kai with him. Maybe he will. What was my favorite players at Chelsea destroyed his career take? Yeah, but he wanted it. Like, a lot of these Brazilian players, their main aim is to like send money back to their family and everything. Like, I've seen that from a lot of sources with a lot of players. And I think the same thing goes with Oscar. Like, if they're offering you bumper wages, I think he got massive wages over that. Of course, he's going to accept it because that's more money for his family. I completely understand what the assignment was with him, and more power to him. We got 60 mil. He got a nice new contract. His family's eating good. Everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. What if Havertz didn't play well at Bayern and then went to City, and then he'd be a big player like De Bruyne? Why would we sell Havertz to City anyway? And if he went to City, let's not even sugarcoat it. This guy's holding bench. People think this guy's going to start for Guardiola. Where? And where would he start consistently well? Like, if he went to City, he's a bench warmer. Simple as. Let's talk about this Ronaldo thing as well, because this didn't make sense to me. Simon Phillips said, I'm told to expect a push from Chelsea to sign Ronaldo either in January or in the summer. It will depend on what Potter says. A lot will also depend on the new sporting director. Now, seeing as this was apparently a big reason for the fallout between Bowley and Tuchel, I'd expect it doesn't really matter what Potter says in this. And I think this is all just a big push from Bowley because he wants that sort of a name at Chelsea. But I'm not really for this anymore. Like, I was down for it in the summer. If you told me in the summer that Ronaldo would be joining us, I'd be all for it. I said, give me I'll pay his Uber, I'll pay his flight, I'll pay everything to bring him to the club because we needed a goal scorer at that time. Now Aubameyang's come in and he's meant to be taking over most of the goal scoring responsibility for us. We don't need Ronaldo anymore because what role is he going to give us other than scoring goals? He doesn't really give us anything. And I already knew that in the summer, and I only wanted him because of the goals. But we already have a striker who is actually more well-rounded than Ronaldo, if we're being real about it. But he's also on the wrong side of 30. We don't need another one of those, especially on big wages too. Like, he would take a pay cut, but it would still be big wages compared to the rest of the squad. I don't think we need Ronaldo at this point. Like, the time for this was in the summer, and we didn't move. Bowley, if you didn't want Tuchel at that point, you should have just sacked him and you should have brought Ronaldo in at that point anyway. Now it doesn't make sense. I don't see why we would go in for him. I really don't. Let me know what you guys are saying. I'm a few minutes behind in the chat, but bear with me. Do you think we get another Brighton player in January? Nope, because they'd be overpriced. Maybe in the summer, but not in January. I doubt it. I said Bun CR37. Fair enough. Like, I wanted Ronaldo in the summer. I don't want him now. You don't need him now. The time has passed. Did you watch Aubameyang celebrating with his family? Yeah, like, it was good to finally see one of those videos with Chelsea shots. I only ever seen him with Barca or Arsenal. I think he's just trying to warm to the Chelsea fans and everything, and more power to him. Like, I liked watching it. It was good vibes. Obviously, I need to start seeing action on the pitch as well, but he's not 100% fit. So I'm not really pushing for those results immediately. But does have to give me some of those vibes on the pitch too. CR7 flops at Chelsea 100%. At this point, yeah, because we don't need him now. We just don't. If we got Aubameyang, we have to trust and back in him. There's no point bringing in another player that would demand to start over Aubameyang and then just complicate everything. It doesn't make sense. If another forward comes in, it has to be a creator. Has to be a creator. It can't be, and it has to be someone well-rounded too, because it can't be someone who's only good at one thing. We need someone who's multi-talented. Ronaldo is only a goal scorer. That's it. He doesn't give you anything else. Hey, send me an address. I'll be there. I am overdue a trip. Big up Charlie in the comments. Big up yourself. In terms of forwards as well, I saw with Wilfried Zaha, we could potentially be coming in for him as a free agent. Simon Phillips again said Wilfried Zaha is still high on the Chelsea agenda, especially the fact that as of now, he will become a free agent in the summer. Zaha was keen on the move to Chelsea this summer, but in the end, Chelsea could not agree a deal to sell Ziyech. So that would explain why we went in so late for him. And it also fell apart because the Ziyech to Ajax move fell apart too. Now, I wanted Zaha in right now. But if this is all so we can get him in the summer for free, this is a brilliant move for us. Obviously, like, we'll be killing ourselves that we didn't bring him in now. But if he comes in and we don't have to pay for him, and he's still going to have that hunger and that desire to fight for trophies, and even if we bring in other forwards, he could be a brilliant squad option for us. Versatile, brings us creativity, finishing as well. All for it. I think that's a brilliant move for us. Like, I'm annoyed we didn't get him in now, but if he comes in next summer, I'll take it. Because that's a free option and it allows us to still bring in other options too. The only downside is probably we have to give him more money as a result, but then that makes it even more favourable on Zaha's side. So everybody's happy. And Bowley doesn't look like he cares about the wage structure, so I don't care either. Just don't give bums overpriced wages, and I'm fine. Josh says if Zaha goes anywhere on a free, it'll be Arsenal. Why is that, bro? Let me know. I'll send you a link in a few minutes too, but let me know because I don't understand that. Get Zaha over that 150 million clown Leao. Apparently Chelsea have reservations over him. Apparently. Depending on how he plays when he plays against us, that could completely change. But I don't know. Like I've heard with Leao, he's one of those players that thrives in transition. And I don't know if we're that sort of side just yet. So we also have to look about how he adapts to the squad. But if Potter wants him, we'll make a move. It's as simple as that. Apparently Neymar's name isn't dying down in terms of links, though. That's all I've heard. I won't say too much on it. Would love him to come to Chelsea, but the links are very vague. It's just apparently Neymar's name isn't going anywhere. So make of that what you will. Johnny said Zaha isn't as good as Cut. That's his opinion, my guy. Big up Johnny, but we don't agree on a lot. But we both already know that. We both already know that. No. I will be at the San Siro. I will 100% be at the San Siro. No, I am not in the know. Everything I say, I have heard from somebody else. I don't know shit. I'm saying this right now before you will come up my neck in January or next summer. Like, you said Neymar was coming to Chelsea. No. I've heard Neymar's name won't die down. I don't know shit. I ain't no in the know. I'm saying that right now. So none of you put any tweets out saying Neymar to Chelsea could be happening and then put my name and my in there. I don't know shit. All right? Everything I've reported has come from Simon Phillips. So big up Simon Phillips and all of that, but yeah. What else are we saying? Stop buying 30-year-old. Depends on the player and the role and what they can do. I would bring Neymar in. I wouldn't bring Ronaldo in. I'm not no longer on there. They just haven't messaged me. But hey, my phone's on. My phone's on. Yeah, waffle. You always getting at me, calling me Tim Pot. You ain't even turning up to Milan away. What else is here? Ivan Toney, of course, is a player on Chelsea's shortlist and a real player of interest to us. And I'm also told that we are now monitoring Alexander Mitrovic of Fulham as well as a potential option for the striker shortlist. Both of them is all going to be dependent on Graham Potter anyway. Like, I think Tuchel just wasn't keen on Ivan Toney because it just doesn't make sense how you ignore a striker of that quality until the last few minutes of the window. Like, I saw it reported that if we didn't get Aubameyang, then we would go in for Toney, when it literally should have been the other way around. If we don't get Toney, go in for Aubameyang. I didn't understand that. But if Toney continues to ball out, he's going to be too good for us not to ignore. It'll cost us a lot more as well, but old regime tax and everything like that. Mitrovic as well would be a nice one. I do remember my mate Ian, he saw Mitrovic at the Chelsea Megastore. He took a picture of it, put it on his Twitter, and he said he asked him if he was going to come to Chelsea, and he said, I hope so. Now, that's everything that Ian said, so I don't know. But if that's true, then we know Mitrovic would like to come to Chelsea. So if we did make a move, I do think he'd be keen on it. But we'll see. All depends on who the club has interest in. It's way too early to speculate on anything like that. Just let me know you guys' thoughts. And run the likes up too. We still haven't hit 100 likes. It's only 58. I know there ain't a lot of us in here, but guys, please run the likes up. Run the likes up. The Oba signing just seems dumb since we sacked Tuchel too soon. I think Bowley and the board must have been keen on him to a point as well. Because at that point, they must have already been thinking about replacing him. You don't just go, I want to sack Tuchel. No. It would have had to have been building over time. So by the time that Aubameyang signing was happening, they should have already been wary of it. Hell, when Gilmour wanted to leave, they were telling Gilmour that the situation could change. So they definitely wanted him, and it wasn't just a Tuchel signing. Definitely. Harrison says, can we talk about the Christoph Friend news, please? I think everyone just jumped the gun on that one. Like, this was always going to be a long process. It wasn't going to be a case of, oh, we like him and we're bigger than you, so yoink, we're going to take him. No. Like, I think there's always going to be a process, and things could look easier one day, it could look harder the next day, but that's just a process of negotiations. And also, Friend is also trying to figure out what his best options are. He's either going to step into unknown territory at Chelsea, a much bigger project, a much bigger scale of work, and more responsibilities asked for him than being asked at Salzburg. But there's also more money and also a bigger opportunity. Or he could stay at Salzburg, which he already knows. He already understands the assignment for himself. He knows what's asked of him. And he can be successful in his own right there. And it's a tried and tested method. I think everyone jumped the gun on it, but I don't think there's anything to worry about either. You got to let this thing just ride itself out. If he doesn't want to join us, we'll go look for another option. Maybe we'll wait for Michael Edwards. Maybe we'll try and push for Campos a little bit more. But all depends. All depends. I think it was just too early to say it was done. Simple as that. I'm past it now anyway. Obviously a bit emotional. Had to get me a little Tuchel photo just to remember the good times and everything. But it's past now. It's past now. Super Graham Potter's pot smoking psychedelic blues. We're in business. We're in business. I think getting rid of Kai to Bayern is a good move in my opinion. Depends on the way he plays. Like if he keeps playing the way that he's playing, Bayern just put any amount on the table and just send him on a flight. Send him on the first flight out there. And then they can take their Havertz stands with them too. Please. People say Mitrovic isn't Chelsea level is crazy. You're damn right it's crazy. We have the worst attack in the top 6. Arguably the worst in the top 10. And we're sitting there saying, no, we don't want the second highest goal scorer in the Premier League. We're better than him. I laugh in your face. I will laugh in your face, man. I don't understand that shit. Right, let me send the link out to everybody. While I'm doing that, continue to run the likes up as always, people. Cool. Let's see what everyone's saying. Actually been ages since we've done one of these streams. I need more transfer news. Need way more transfer news. We're going to be live on Said's channel at 6, by the way. And we're also going to be live on Dan Potts' channel at 7. So check all of that out, people. Fucking hell, there's a lot of people. Bear with me, guys. Nearly done. Nearly done. Oh, yeah, Deal said he wanted to come on as well. Let me send him the link. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell everyone as well. Klasrev might have retired again, so we might not see him for a while. He said he's being involved in Christoph Friend's scouting team. So big up to yourself, Klasrev, if you're watching. All the best, my guy. All the best. Right. Oh, shit. Forgot to send Josh the link. I need to make another group chat this right. Fucking. Yes, Scott. What are you telling me, bro?
Not much, bro. I want to say, first of all, I see the Mitrovic thing. I don't want Mitrovic at this club, not because I don't think he's good enough, but because I don't think it alleviates the problem. For me, it's like if we were trying to build a car and us buying an engine before we've got tyres or brakes that work. Like, go and sign a creator first, then we can talk about which striker works.
I think Mitrovic would only be an option like if Aubameyang and Broja both fail us, then go for it.
I mean, that's fair
But
enough.
right
but
now, I
regardless,
agree.
like,
Creator first. Oh, yeah, creator first. Is it sticking on me? Move! Fucking hell. There we go. Sorry.
Big up, every man.
Yes, bro. What are you saying, my guy? You all
Man's
good?
blessed, man. Nice and sunny and good. Pottle ban. Is that the new name?
For Taliban. Oh my
We're
god.
from Tuchel,
Oh,
man.
my day.
Pottle.
Seriously?
That is rough.
Come on,
I
you
just
troll,
need
fam. You trolling us.
Oh, God almighty. Lord, guys, jeez.
Ah, you look
Big
smart,
up, fam.
Fatter. Where are you going?
Nah, man, I've got a job interview, man. What are you on about?
Good luck, bro. Good luck, man.
Well, what job you... Actually, no. We'll talk off camera about it. No worries. Right. Let's start off with the Havertz stuff. Fatter, I'm just going to mute you because we're getting a bit of background noise. If you want to talk, just jump in. But yeah. Kai Havertz to Bayern Munich. Well, what's everybody saying?
get him gone.
Should have been done already.
Get him gone if he doesn't turn up.
Apparently,
more
if they
time.
came in the summer, he would have pushed for an exit.
Yeah, but they didn't because they signed the better player for like half the price.
What are you saying, Musiala?
No,
They didn't.
Hey, Bowley
Oh,
might sell him next year just to get Harry Kane in, man.
Harry
Nah,
Kane.
no Harry Kane, man.
Run me,
Harry-
Leroy Sané swap deal with Havertz. Run me that.
Yeah, we could do a swap deal. You know what? Bowley actually likes them so much. I could genuinely see it happen.
I think you guys need to get Harry Kane out of your heads.
Yeah, man, that's another Torres. At this stage, it'll be like Fernando Torres all over again.
I mean, listen, no, he's a great player, and I think he'll be a great striker even into his 30s.
We can have two.
but-
We can have two old Man City wingers cutting it for Chelsea. Yeah, why not?
He's not coming to Chelsea now. He'll definitely be one of those guys he'll be a good striker well into his 30s, but he won't be at Chelsea. No
His
chance.
next move is going to be at a club that can easily win trophies.
It may be in another league too.
Yeah, Bayern,
I can't
PSG,
lie. I can
Juve.
see Bowley. Yeah. I can't lie. I can see Bowley's going for Havertz again in January.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh, but we already know that. That's been reported by enough people.
What about Ronaldo? Do you reckon he
Nope.
go back in
Ronaldo, man, not that hype, bro.
He needs
Even
to-
I
he
can't
needs
push Ronaldo prop
he-
now.
Listen,
He fully needs to let this dream die. Like, I get you like Ronaldo because it's marketable and it's Ronaldo and everything, but he's not the same player he was. Let it die.
That's it. Like, we wanted a goal scorer and we brought in a goal scorer.
I lie.
We don't need two
Furthermore-
strikers over the age of 30 that don't
Exactly.
really offer much.
Exactly what I was saying. We're gonna be an old age striker club.
Yeah,
Kane,
I'm not
man.
honestly. I'm not putting much stock into that report, man. If he wanted him, he would have just bought him in the summer. It's his club. If he would have just got him if he wanted him, regardless of what Tuchel said. He sacked Tuchel, so he clearly didn't really care that much about what he had to say. Like, if he really wanted him that bad, he would have just got him himself. Like, I don't think I wouldn't put anything into that rumor.
Hey, listen. Any money we can get next year, Haaland. Fuck's sake. I say Havertz, Lukaku. Any money we can get at least 6 players by next year.
I mistook Havertz for Haaland.
Well, I'm saying if you think Bayern are coming in with a big bid for Havertz, you're also mistaken. If they bid for Havertz, it'll be for like 35 million. It'll be for like
Hey, what a deal!
Hey,
What a
fine.
deal!
for pennies.
Yeah, fine. I'll say
What
that.
a deal! I am fine with that. 100%.
Oh, well,
fine.
that's fine. I'm just saying, don't have your hopes up that it's going to be some big number that Bayern come in for. It'll be a very small amount of money that they would bid for him.
And Lukaku. If they're both going for the cheap, then we really can't spend like mad because the FFP is going to be like, oh, you guys only sold these two for this little amount. And we need to get like a big boy striker, man. Someone that costs at least 100 mil. Did I hear Neymar? I'm joking, Lewis. I know you've been
Didn't
hitting
we
Neymar.
already have FFP? Seriously, didn't we already have FFP a couple of years
FFP
ago?
would also be dependent on how much we make that season too. No,
And it's also like every 3 years. It's not like a year. I don't think it's a yearly thing.
We're not going to make much from winning titles, so we have to make something from sales. What if we don't
We'll
sell?
go to the finals, fam.
It'll
We'll
be
go to Wembley
sales, TV
again.
money, the position we finish in. any trophies or progression in domestic and Champions League competitions as well, or Europa, depending on what happens. But yeah, there could still be a lot of money for us to spend.
Hopefully. We're going in January. Watch that. Like, it's either us or Newcastle that's going to run this January transfer. I can see Newcastle getting a man like Maddison. Maddison played banging the other day. He shouldn't be in Leicester. I feel bad for him. And the Brighton boys, they all want to come Chelsea, obviously. It's down the road, like 70-mile drive for most of them. And they all miss Potter, man. So I won't be shocked if we get Trossard.
Listen, I want Casido. Get me Casido from Brighton. That's it.
My guy. I love hungry brothers like that. Hungry Ecuadorian. Get him in, man. But we already got Zachariah. That's the problem.
Kante replacement, innit? Kante replacement. Why not?
Him and Kante. Okay.
Royal Blue says, do you think any strikers can shine at Chelsea?
Haaland.
Definitely. It all just depends on if they're the striker that the manager asks.
I guess Neymar if he comes.
Oh, Neymar, bro. Let me jokes.
I'd love Neymar, though.
Yeah, but if Neymar comes, then Thiago Silva has to stay with his wife one more year because they're his brothers. You know the one.
If it happens, though, all I'm hearing is that his name won't disappear. I haven't read anything else other than that.
It was a sarcastic on my part. I just troll somebody over here that Neymar.
Well, I see it all the time on Twitter, man. You always get hit with it.
100 mil for Neymar. What the fuck is wrong with people still?
What, 100 mil for Neymar? What?
Neymar's one of the free
much
rides in the
cheaper than
world.
that this summer.
No, but he doesn't actually cost money, Neymar. Neymar, Mbappe, Ronaldo, they'll always make you a positive amount of money just through social media posts alone, let alone shirt sales and whatnot. But like Neymar won't do well at Chelsea. The only striker that will do well at Chelsea was Haaland, and he's gone. Like he's done. He's taken.
He wouldn't do well at Chelsea. No, he wouldn't do well at Chelsea.
No, he would. Bro, Haaland is the one-man goal machine.
No striker at Chelsea right now will do well with how.
Scott, bro, you're being too pessimistic.
No, I think Harry Kane would have been perfect.
Actually, I was going to say Harry Kane is the only one.
In Cuckoo would have done decent as well. If you had him
not
right
doing
now.
anything in his team, fam. He's had one season in the Bundesliga of doing something.
Yeah.
The only
He's not necessarily killing it right now. He's not necessarily killing it right now.
That does well in this team is Harry Kane, but again, that's because he'll create for others around him as well.
So
most
you think only Harry Kane?
Are we still on this train that Haaland wouldn't do well at Chelsea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course he would, bruv, man. Let's just forget that.
I'm ready to hold that one. I'm ready to hold that.
What do you mean? Look, go and watch
the guy gets like 11 touches and still scores 2 goals. Like I can't say anything.
Because look at the service he's getting.
He gets no service sometimes, or shit
what
service.
Service is 11 touches? What service?
I'm telling you, Scott, man, you're gonna die on this one.
What service?
You think Harry Kane?
I mean, the goal he scored the other night, that was a horrendous pass. He just jumped out of the fucking building.
I'll take it. Scott,
come on, man, it's still on that train. Like you're gonna die on that bullet, Scott.
Look, when the guy's getting like fucking 8 touches a game, I'm still seeing him score a goal. And we got Lukaku, who's got 8 touches, and half of them are rebounds.
like 90% of his goals are like inside the 6. Like he's just finishing off balls. Like it's not like he. I mean, the goal he scored the other day that's a horrendous pass. He just jumped out of the building to get it.
But Haaland moves, and Lukaku never did.
I mean, that was my whole point. Like. The reason why Haaland would have done better at Chelsea than Lukaku, it's because his movement's still there. Look, come on. Yeah. I'm not saying he's going to be doing it as crazy, scoring 3 goals like at City, but he still would do bollocks more than bum-ass Lukaku.
I don't think anyone expected him to be this good this quickly, which was fair. I didn't.
You don't think he's getting a bit lucky right now?
The only problem I had with Haaland coming, I actually thought for some reason it was Pep Guardiola's going to hold him back. But ain't no fucking way. The guy said, no, I don't need the 25 chances like Sterling to score the goal. All I need is 11 touches. He literally proved him. Don't get me wrong, man. That guy is, man, we're going to.
Yeah, but Sterling's doing well. You chose the wrong Sterling.
It's not about Sterling. It's not about Lukaku. It's about Haaland. The kid is a monster.
He looks
I'm
like
actually
one.
waiting for him to be showing me that he's all of a sudden his pro-injury ankle injuries. Didn't think that was gonna happen, right? That's what
That
Real
one I'm still,
Madrid was.
we're still
It's a
waiting.
long
We're
season,
still-
brother.
No.
We've played 7 games.
still
That
waiting
long
Real
on that one.
Madrid was concerned, right?
It's a long
Yeah,
season.
I've been hearing that.
Oh,
Injury
Dan,
prone.
Dan is Dan is
Every
spot on.
time-
Very
It's-
long
it's-
season.
Every
It's only
time
7
I
games, brother.
every time I see Haaland score, I'm screaming inside. I know
Same.
we did. We
Same,
wanted.
bro.
We wanted to sign him. It's just we didn't want to pay the money.
Yeah,
And
they're
CJ
not going to
waited
pay. Like,
and did it.
listen, he would have been well over 200 million in a total package
Yeah,
for
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Like,
If-
Bro, what, man? Fuck, we bought Lukaku for how much?
Hey, do you not think? Hey, do you not reckon that Potter will use Aspie in centre back again?
No, never. He's
That
been
is a
total
switch from the
banned.
conversation right there.
Yeah, let's stay on one topic.
yeah,
Aspie got the Maguire treatment. He basically showed us, like, I can't pay this guy. He's got
Away
nutmeg.
from
That's not
Haaland, do you think Aspie's gonna stop?
Listen, either way, man. Holland
Bad for Aspie, man.
is a monster, man. You know,
Yeah,
monster, man.
he's a great player.
We've seen monsters before, and we've beat monsters before, so it
Actually,
shouldn't matter. Like,
No, not Haaland. Not Haaland.
Dan,
Like,
listen, Dan's spot on. Like,
MSSW.
I don't know how old you
just
were when
Exactly.
Cristiano was in this league, but he was a monster. When
No,
Sergio
he was,
Aguero
he was.
got in, he was a monster. When Torres
Josh,
first
what are you
came,
saying, Josh?
let
there's
Dan-
been
let
a lot
Dan
of
finish.
monsters in this league.
Well, I mean, I think Dan's spot. Like, this is my thing. Like, look how good Holland's doing, and if we win our game in hand, our game against Palace, we're still only 5 points
There'll
out
be another.
in
There'll be
September.
another striker. There'll be
Like-
another striker coming on the scene very soon.
You know,
anyways,
no,
don't
You
think
see,
so.
but you see, the some people saying that he did not want to come to Chelsea. Actually, not true. Haaland wanted to leave Borussia under any circumstances. He wanted to leave. It doesn't matter which club.
He
He's
didn't mind
the
staying
only
years,
the only destination he wants. It's the final destination end up in Real Madrid. It doesn't matter how he get there. He knows that. Everybody knew that. So when you're saying he didn't want us,
and he has a release clause that I'm pretty
and
sure
he has a
Real Madrid
release
is gonna
clause,
kick.
exactly. So
The second Benzema retires, he's gone.
He's gone. That's
and
what
maybe,
he's
and
gone.
maybe before that.
if we win a Championship League and the Premier League this season, do you think he's gonna hold on?
Yeah,
No, he's still listen. He's going to be here for two. He's going to be in this league for 2 years.
2
at
seasons.
least, yeah.
And then he's going to they're going to activate that 120 million release clause, and he's going to Real Madrid. There's no point in him moving
What
right
I'm
now.
saying is, do you think if I will use those 120 at the end of this season, and they won the Championship League and the league,
I don't think you can use it this
Yeah, I think he has 1 year before it comes into play. His release clause.
Okay.
So he has to at least play. He has to be here at least 2 seasons. I
All
think.
right, but Madrid,
Which makes
so
sense.
Madrid
He's
are going
only
to be
what? How old
getting
is he? 21? 20?
20.
Yeah, he's young.
Just turned. Let me see,
By the time he's 23, he's going to be the number 1 striker for Real Madrid. That's
yeah, but how about Mbappe? Doesn't he come in the exact same time? That second
Forget
window.
Mbappe.
Mbappe
Mbappe just
stays where he is.
killed himself.
Mbappe's not
We'll
going
take
to
Mbappe, yeah?
There's
gonna
not
own
going
half
to
of
be
France.
Mbappe anymore. He'll literally shot himself in the head.
If Mbappe goes anywhere, it'll be on a free after he'll run his 3-year deal out and he'll go on a free somewhere. Probably to one of those 2
The
clubs.
free
but-
one's the one, you know, because you get
I
paid
don't think
hella
Real
money.
Madrid will want
Just
them
like-
anymore.
Yeah, that's
Of
fair
course they
too.
will.
I mean, they'll probably have a position for him. He plays on the wing, but
Look, let's speculate this way for a second. If in 2 years, like you said, in 2 years gonna be Haaland there, right? Vucinic, whatever that kid is, he's a young kid too. It's not
Yeah, you're
he's
right.
going anywhere. What about the other one? He's a young kid too.
Yeah, you're right.
He's getting to the world class level. Like,
So that means we can get Mbappe.
I can't hear people say. What'd you say, Daniel?
Vinicius is getting to the world class.
Yeah,
level.
that's what I'm saying. So it's no
already world
reason
class.
for him to leave. I don't think Mbappe overtake his spot.
After
in it.
this year, I'll say it, but I'll say he's getting there.
He's
cool,
getting
cool.
there. Yeah, what I'm saying is like he ain't taking Mbappe ain't taking his spot. If he's going on the way he's going right now,
Bro, it's Galacticos, man. Everybody come listen. Cristiano Ronaldo, Benzema, we're bringing everybody. It don't matter. They're gonna sign him. Him and Haaland. Like, this is what they do.
I was going to say,
that's what they did.
They spent 100 mil, 80. They spent 80 mil on a guy they wanted to be their backup DM until Casemiro. Like, they wanted to keep Casemiro. They bought Tchouaméni as a backup DM, spent 80 mil on him. The only reason he's starting now is because Casemiro asked to leave and they respected his wishes. Otherwise, he wouldn't have started now.
Or did Casemiro know that he was going to be benched for this kid?
Yeah, I'll say that's probably more like
Casemiro. I think
we don't know. We don't know.
Coming out of Real Madrid, I don't know. I don't think he would have. I think though with what's coming out of Real Madrid is they wanted Casemiro to teach him, which is a harrowing and scary thought that this guy's as good as he's been so far, and they wanted him to be better. They wanted Casemiro to teach him to be even better than he's been so far, which is fucking scary.
When did he play? When did he play?
It's just simply be a Peter Cech, Courtois situation where you just can't keep both. It doesn't make sense to keep both. Like Tchouaméni is ready to start.
Tchouaméni is another one that we're gonna cry about, but he's still not the DM at Real Madrid.
No, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, good assist though. Last game.
No, but that's what makes him special. He's one of those.
He looks more box to box to me.
One at a time, man. I'll hear a question in the back.
Douglas Luiz, what do you lot think about the links?
This guy just changes the conversation like the wind is blowing, man.
My guy.
Big up the panelists, man. Big up everyone, man.
Big up.
Douglas Luiz is going to Arsenal.
I guess we can wrap the conversation in terms of there are always going to be monsters out there. We just got to find ours.
Exactly. And having someone.
This is great, but you just got to, there
Bro,
are other
you got to
players.
pay the agent.
I don't think Alvarez is garbage, man.
Having someone like a Freund, if he comes, or Campos, or whoever we get, will help with that.
Freund ain't coming this season, man.
Oh, that's why I said someone like that. You go and find someone like that who can find the Haalands, or you can find the next monster as they're on the up. You don't find them when they're at their peak and it's going to cost you 100 mil. You find them when they're on the up.
Yeah.
Freund is incapable of that.
But that's the problem. You don't have time to do it. You don't have time to wait 3-4 years before he becomes Haaland.
No,
when are you gonna have time,
no,
Scott?
But Haaland didn't take 3-4 years. Haaland literally showed it when he went to Salzburg straight away. He showed it when he went to Dortmund straight away.
Okay,
that's my point.
But that's one person in the world. Who's the another striker that did that?
I know.
Mane did that.
Generational.
Another player he found called Mane did that. Again, Salzburg did it. Southampton did it. Liverpool did it.
I know what Alex is trying to say. I think he's saying that for Chelsea, the magnitude of this club, it's going to be harder for us to give those types of players chances. We talked about this a couple of streams ago, and I agree with you on that. But I think the difference here is that now we have a coach like Potter, and we have the owners who's hired a coach like Potter, who knows what the initiative is, who knows that he has to kind of give those kind of players a chance. So I think that's where you start to see Chelsea change a little bit.
Okay, that's all, Moya. That's all good and nice and dandy, and a perfect rainbow world could work. Ain't happening at Chelsea, man. You ain't gonna have time.
Stop it. It's always happened at Chelsea.
Based on what? If the striker does not score the goals from the beginning at common, that means that Chelsea will not get the top 4 spot. That means that we're in Europa. That means that
everything you're talking about now, every single thing you're talking about now is based on the previous regime. Literally everything you're talking about now is based on the previous regime.
But that's how it is. Why you think City?
Because we're under a new. Because we're now under a new regime. Because we're now under a new regime who have clearly put their faith in this guy that they've just signed. They didn't trust the old manager, so they got rid of him. Timing wise, it was stupid, whatever. They got rid of him. Wasn't their guy. Got in their guy now and given him a 5-year deal.
Yeah, Alex, we've never given anyone
with the city with the best structure in the world. Last time I checked, the person that they didn't buy is the freaking Foden. Rest of them they bought. So tell me about the structure. Tell me about how good they are. Tell me about this Liverpool structure, how good they are. Shut up, man. We're not getting same shit. Although, if you prepare for us to be in the top 8, then yes, we have time to develop the players. Until then, No.
What do you mean? Oh no, hold on. See, you like
You're
you don't have
literally
to
making
talk
no
in
sense.
extremes.
Absolutely
You
no
don't have
sense.
to talk in
I'm
extremes.
making.
He has a
Look.
point. I agree with his
Let
point.
me
No, you're
tell
making
you.
no
You
sense.
saying
You're making no
look,
sense.
no,
You're fully
you
making no
saying
sense.
that
Let him
we can.
elaborate.
Fine. Let me find. Let me explain. You said that we can find the players like Haaland before he becomes Haaland, right? That's what you said.
Yep.
Okay, so let's find the Haaland before he became. Where he came from? Leipzig, whatever, right? How long did it take him to become the first at City to notice?
Say again.
How long did it take Haaland to become City level?
Like what? One season at Dortmund.
Oh, but you said that you need a Haaland before Haaland.
Yeah,
Haaland wasn't that.
Haaland's a tough. He's a. Sorry, Scott. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's man's just talking like we have to wait like a Havertz and wait 4 years for him to develop any sort of attributes. Bro, go and look at just some of the players that City signed. They go and sign Sane from Schalke after he had one decent season at Schalke. Don't play him straight away. Let him bed in. All of a sudden, oh wait, what's that? He's young player of the year. Oh, because they let him bed in and all that. Did that take 4 years? Oh no, it didn't, because they went and signed someone after a year of playing for Schalke. You go and sign the players like Sterling, who show a little bit, and you can work with it, and it takes a year or two, and then he's what? Oh, he's like the third highest goal scorer under. Let me finish. You just want to interrupt. He's the second or third highest goal scorer in terms of players that Pep's managed in his whole career, and second or third highest assister in terms of Pep's managed his whole career. This is my point. You're not waiting 4 years for a player to develop some sort of attributes that means he could be world class in another 4 years. You're going and looking and finding guys that are raw in some aspects, but will take 2 years max, and then they're on the level of like being a Sterling or a Sane or a De Bruyne or whatever.
So you're looking for potential around the 20 to 23 range, I'm guessing.
Exactly. Like you go and find players like a Mane who was at like Salzburg. I'm not entirely sure how long he was at Salzburg off the top of my head, but then he goes to Southampton, has a year or two at Southampton, and he's showing things that you could see were going to translate well. Goes to Liverpool and is in some people's some people can argue he was their best attacker during his time period there. Like you can see since he's left, they don't look the same.
Well, that's kind of what we're doing in a sense with the guys like Carney and with the Arson kid from Dynamo. Like those are young guys that they think are going to be really big time players like in the next couple of years. A guy like Haaland's like a tough comparison because he probably, if we're being perfectly honest, could have bedded in at any big club at a really young age. He's that good. So he's a bit of an enigma, and in that sense, like
he would have saved Solskjaer's. He would have probably saved Solskjaer's job if he joined United under Solskjaer.
Yeah. He's that good. Like he probably at a young age could have come in to pretty much any big club and still been pretty good. But like that's what the club's doing right now. Like you can see the investment in the type of youth guys they're buying, like the Amari Hutchins, like these guys, they expect them to be first team players in the next couple seasons. Now we're doing it slightly different from some of those clubs because we can't, like a Dortmund could afford to just throw those guys right into their first team because that's just what they do. Whereas we can't necessarily really afford to throw those guys right in. You have to let them play in the youth system a little bit, let them go on loan, let them have a game here or two in like cup games, and then hopefully they become ready for Chelsea. But like if you're talking about like a different club, like a Dortmund style club, like they can throw like those guys right in because they can afford to do that. They know they're not winning a league really. We're still trying to compete for titles and leagues, so you can't necessarily just throw young guys right into the fire. But the club's doing that right now. They've definitely spent quite a bit of money on guys that they are hoping that in the next year or two can jump into the first team. And sort of set you up for a long-term success, maybe over the next like 5 to 10 years if these guys stay and become products. So I know we all want to be there now. We all want to be at that end point now, but it does take a little bit of time. We have a brand new management system, brand new owners, like new coach, like all that stuff takes a little bit of time to work itself out. But they're getting there. They're doing their best. We still have a competitive team, like, you know.
Yeah, and my thing on all of this is just this idea that we can't give players like a year or two to develop if they're of that level at Chelsea Football Club because of where our goals are, whatever. It's bullshit. It's full-on bullshit because City have done it despite winning titles. Look at how Stones was when he first joined there. Give it a couple of seasons, however long it's been. He looks quality now. Cancelo, first season, garbage, awful. Like a waste of money. now is arguably the best left back in the league, despite the fact he's a right back. Rodri, same thing. You look at like I said, Sane came in, wasn't fancy to begin with, then goes on to be young player of the season. You then got Sterling as well. Looked in, was really raw, was a bit wasteful in places. Still been really.
Listen, we can agree with like that's 100% right, but they also have to be surrounded by quality or experience. Experience that can help them. Like even Hazard and them. Like Hazard wasn't ready to win a league title till his third season, or lead a team to a league title till his third season. That's when he won it, right? But he still had, because we didn't have a striker. We didn't have a lot of things in our team, but we still had Lampard there. We still had Mata. He was player of the season. We still had experienced quality players where he had time. You know what I'm saying? Like even though we had struggles in a couple of those years, he had time. Actually, I would say the next year we were probably ready to win a league title. We just didn't win it because I think it was three points off, and we had no freaking striker. Apart from that, like he was ready after 1 year, but you still have to have the right experience mixed in there that can play a decent amount of games and help these young players. So. Yeah. I'm always getting, more young players if we want to, in the Havertz range in terms of what they've done in football, but it needs to be mixed in with like known quality. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even have to be the highest quality, but just enough that to help put things together for us.
Like then I think that idea of that'll be sort of like that will be hopefully your Reece Jameses, your Fofanas, your Cucurella's.
Not even them. I'm talking about
Sesko's dead.
Don't say Sesko's dead, please. Leave my Slovenian brother.
He's just a bit raw.
No, please don't call my guy dead. Leave him be, please. I was just saying, please don't disrespect Sesko. Just let him be. He's going to, he's at Salzburg. He's going to Leipzig. Just leave him. He's not dead.
He's in a dead league, innit? He's in a dead league.
How old is he?
About Haaland.
20. Let him come to the Premier League and see how he thrives. Let him see how he thrives.
So
let's just not call him dead.
All right. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
He's not dead. I defend Sesko, bro. It's hard.
Definitely isn't. Like he's at this. He's at a league that isn't at the quality of the Premier League, but he's at a club that's built a bunch of different players. Just about how he adapts in other leagues, but he's raw right now. That's it. Tuchelaban also says Havertz useless, sell the fraud. I agree. Still a mad Avi, but we move is what it is. Yeah. One sec. That's all. Alex, what were you gonna say, bro?
Well, I was listening, and Scott saying, I know it's everything what he says is, again, sounds nice and dandy and shit, but we still pay 50 million for Sterling. We still pay 100 mil for Grealish. We still pay. So what's the point of all that when you still have to pay 100 mil for players?
It's not about. I'm not talking about money you spend. Like, I would like us to spend less money, but I'm just talking about the players. Like, I don't care if you're getting someone for 100 or 200 or 10 mil. It's about the players you're bringing in. That's what I was talking about. Like, the money that we're spending on players is another discussion topic. Like, if I'm just talking about players that I want to bring in, the type of, like, players I want to bring in, I don't want us bringing in a Havertz for 72 mil.
Okay, you don't care about the money. I got it. I have another question. What year you said? How old players you're supposed to? You said you wanted to come in at like 23, something like that. I heard.
I'll be real. I'll take players in at any age. My whole point in this is I want us to be smart of how we're doing it, and like we can bring a guy in that's like 25, and in maybe a year or two, when he starts to hit his peak, then he becomes like consistent. Brilliant for us. Like it doesn't have to be something a 20-year-old or 22-year-old or whatever it is.
Do you mean in the form of like Eden Hazard?
My whole question about the all those players that's supposedly high quality and we couldn't give them time to develop. That's the problem with the young talented. We don't have time to be waiting on a bench to be developed. That's the problem. You cannot buy them and tell them, "Let me talk, man." What I'm saying is he can't. They can't. Hazard, do you think Hazard would have come to Chelsea if he was an actual promise that he will be playing the game the minute he comes in? My genuine question. Tell me, if you buy
because we signed all his brothers.
No, but that was just a factor in it. But Hazard, it would have been massively about game time because the whole of Europe.
Listen, that's a different conversation with Hazard being ready to win a league title. Let me finish what I'm saying. To winning a league title, was Hazard ready to win a league title his first year?
I mean, we can talk about whether he would be able to directly drag a team to it, but
yes, was he ready to drag a team? Right now, we need people to drag us, right?
But he got 37 GNA in his first season.
That's not what we're talking about.
He had literally. Can I just say he had not necessarily been the sole reason, but one of the sole reasons why Lille won the title that season. Like he was a big part of why they won the league title that season as well.
Yeah.
So there's some translatable stuff.
So he was ready to win a Premier League title to lead us to.
Of course, he's ready.
Of course, he wasn't. He wasn't ready.
Well, I think sometimes we have to differentiate like young players and like young elite players. Like Hazard is a young elite, obviously world-class elite player. So it was much easier for him to bet in because he's the top of the food chain, young guys. And then there's young guys who have potential to be good. And those guys, like Alex, you may be right on those guys. Like those guys, it's tougher. You need a little more time and patience with those guys because they have to play. Hazard had been playing at Lille. He was Young Player of the Year. And he was able to transition in because he's the elite of the elite, the Holland's elite of the elite. Like those guys can bet in much quicker. If you're talking about just finding young guys that have potential, yeah, those guys definitely maybe need a little more time to play games, and that's why we have our system that we have, where we have our youth system, we have our loan system. We're looking to buy clubs all over the world for those kinds of players. The guys who are off the charts, like maybe Carney, we haven't got to see Carney yet, unfortunately, but like he could be in that elite category of young guys who can come in and help you right away. Like we haven't seen that yet, obviously, but who?
You say Chukwuemeka? You didn't say Savić.
Yeah, sure. Carney. Yeah,
he played yesterday. It was the day before, and he scored 2 goals behind closed doors.
That was the Brighton closed door game. Yeah,
but we ain't seen that. That don't mean nothing. That's like a pre-season.
Not nothing. It don't mean much, but not nothing.
Well, but he was playing with our first team players. Like it was all first team guys that he played with. So
I understand what you're saying, Josh. I understand what Scott's saying, and even Daniel. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what you feel the structure is. Like you look at the way you're saying it is. It's still team that requires now to be performing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we want to win now. Obviously, we're not.
You still need players. You still need players who are ready to give you what you want now. The point that I was making earlier was you're not going to get somebody who is of Holland's talent level, striker wise, to go pick out at 20 years old or whatever age. So you can get someone like Ivan Toney, who is not Holland's level or anywhere close, but he can give you a solid performance because he's an experienced player. While you need that performance right now, and you're developing the other players, you can get someone like him. You're not going to get someone of Holland's level that
Okay, let me ask you. Daniel. Are you talking about Ivan Toney now, or Ivan Toney when he signed before, like for Brighton?
Ivan Toney right now.
Okay, right now. So he's gonna be about 60 to 80 mil, right?
Right.
Okay, that's.
But you have young strikers that you want to develop to be of a high end talent level. You can only do that with when you have somebody there that's solid, stable. You know what I'm saying? And you can get performances out of them right now, which you can't out of, I'm not really a fan of Aubameyang. He wasn't my cup of tea. So I feel like we don't really have that striker that's experienced to be in that role.
Okay. Just we'll see, I guess, at the end. But
agree to disagree until the end.
No, it's not agree to disagree. We just have a 2 different opinion on how top 4 is actually. I just don't think when people telling me that we need to look at City, we need to look at Liverpool like a structure. This word structure is so actually make me nauseated because that shit ain't happening. The only thing that happens is because of Pep Guardiola. He's the top quality manager. That's it. He's gone. There's a different conversations. Club's gone. There's a different conversation. I think actual manager, if you ready, which I'm happy with Chelsea because I rate Harry Potter. I just don't want him to be how you say it, a scapegoat like Chelsea fans is gonna do at the end. If you're willing to go this road, you gotta back him and go this
All the
road.
way.
Otherwise, it's just to be a pretending. But the problem is still gonna be the same. You're gonna have to buy players, and you're gonna have to buy players with huge salary. And I'm no disrespect to Scott, but once you said, Scott, before that you said that I'm tired of us paying 100 mil on a striker, and you just said that you don't care about the money. That's what
he didn't say exactly like that, but
were you with me on the stream 2 months ago?
There is a time and a place to pay that 100 mil. Like, if we're doing it to buy a striker that's going to then complete our team, I'm all for it. If we're doing it on every position, then that is dumb. Like, you don't have to spend 100 mil on every position to quote unquote complete it. If you're doing it on one position, then that's fine. Like, it depends. Like, it depends on the signings you make, and it depends on the players you're going after. Like we just mentioned, for someone like an Ivan Toney, it's going to cost quite a lot. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
What about Liao?
If and again, like Liao to maybe a certain extent, I'm almost fine with that. But if we're like, I don't want us doing that then for the midfield, and then don't want us doing that on like a centre back or on then like a goalkeeper. I don't want us doing that on every position. Like, if we do it like with like one position, I'm fine with that.
We've already done centre back.
Like, if we go, like, say, in January and we go and buy, like, Alvarez for, what was it, like, 30, 40 million, it was quoted. If we go and buy, like, a goalkeeper, like, if Slanina comes in and he somehow turns out to be great and he was 15 million, like, then I'm fine with us going and buying a striker for, like, 100 mil because that's two positions we've upgraded, potentially, for not that much in the grand scheme of things. Then cool, go and spend 100 mil on a striker that's going to complete your team. If we get, like, a creator as well for, like, 20 or 5 mil or whatever it is.
Then when we get the 100 million striker, you will be conversation about, we need a midfielder, and the midfielder becomes 100 million midfielder.
Did you see what he said? He said when you're ready to complete your team.
He literally, Dan, he didn't. He just heard me say 100 mil for striker and missed.
Right now, we're not ready to complete our team. Getting a 100 mil striker right now is pointless. There's no need for that at all. There's so many other areas that you need to get solid before you put the cherry on top, right? Before you bring in your Costa. You have to get your midfield solid. You know, your Matic needs to come in. Your Fabregas needs to come in. You know, those two profiles are sorely missing in our team. We don't have. So if you get those two, then you can get a 100 mil striker. But till then, you can get somebody for 55, 60.
Exactly. And it's like I said earlier, like us buying a striker for like 100 mil now is like you're building a car, yeah? You go and splash mega money on an engine when you've got the brakes are fucked, the tires are not pumped up, they need replacing, like you've got suspension that's kind of shit. Like, there's no point splashing money on an engine when the rest of the car is fucked.
I don't know about that either. Speak to a mechanic about that. Some of them will say, you know, either way you're going to end up at a fixed car. But I wouldn't mind a good striker now. Obviously, I'd like to sort out A, B, and C before I go to D. But I would not mind a banging striker this January. Like, if Liao did come, none of us are going to complain, whether it's 70 or 80 or
I don't want Liao at Chelsea at any.
Who do you want, Alex, man? Who do you want?
I want Monica Bellucci, but she ain't giving it to me. So.
Are you serious?
Oh my gosh! Right. No one says we are not developing the club. Developing clubs don't win trophies. I don't necessarily agree with that. They are selling clubs. We can't afford to do that unless we want us to be mediocre like Arsenal.
Glory hunt us.
I don't think anybody's saying
sorry,
that.
Man.
It depends on how deep the development, the restructuring is going to be in terms of squad. And even in spite of that, we've won trophies with worse squads.
Also, why do people
won a
think
trophy with this squad?
Why do people think? Can I just ask? Why do people think that, like, when we say this about developing players, we think we're developing an entire 11 all at once?
Right.
No, we automatically everyone thinks that we're a FIFA club.
It's because of Lampard, bro. I swear down. Yeah.
We're not allowed to develop players.
A lot of damage.
It's not part of sports. It's not part of football. It's really annoying. The rhetoric that we just have to get ready-made. Sometimes it's okay to develop. It's part of football. It's part of sports. People develop. That's why we're in it. So I
when was the last time?
Hazard. That was the last time.
Who
The last
Hazard?
time we developed a player.
Yes, when we got Hazard, Oscar,
We brought him.
KDB, Schürrle.
but
Yeah,
it's
we
no,
brought
but
them
no,
at 19 years old. They were 19.
no, but again, this is no.
Thibaut Courtois was
this-
18 years old when we signed him.
But
He was
again, this is
19,
literally the
20,
same thing I'm just
Come on,
mentioning.
Courtois won
What I
the
mentioned
league,
earlier
bro,
about
before he
signing.
came
Hang
on.
on, this is
But you
the same thing I mentioned.
It takes time, and it took them a couple years. It doesn't have to take 5 years. It didn't take them 5 years to get ready to win a league title. It took them 2.
Also,
Go on, Scott. I
what
know
you
you want
just
to
said
land that
then.
point.
I would say what you just said then is exactly what I mentioned earlier about signing someone that's like 25 and you give them 2 years to hit their peak. We signed Hazard when he was already great, but he got better, so he did develop, but he had a starting point. It wasn't like we signed him when he was raw and crap and whatnot, and we developed those like raw attributes. No, he had a starting block. Developing someone doesn't have to be starting from nothing and getting to 100. It can be starting from 50 and getting to 100, starting from 75 and getting to 100. Like, it's not all about just signing the raw
I agree with you.
materials.
It's scary that Pep is going to develop Haaland.
The problem
it's very,
is
very scary.
The problem is to develop the player.
I don't care about the Man City
player
team,
has to be playing game in, game out, like pretty much almost every game is possible.
Yeah, and I would pump the brakes on Pep developing Haaland. Haaland's pretty well developed as a striker. He's like,
Haaland is different. But if you're talking about somebody like Leao, right?
Right,
He's won a league title.
Leao would be more of a project.
He's won a league title. He's been MVP, right, in his league, but he still needs a certain level of development to be a world-class player.
Sure.
But that's a player that I would take that, I would put that risk on because you've dominated your own league. You've been the top guy in your own league. I can put that faith in you to
Yeah, I was better than
give you 1 year of
Daniel,
this
is the next year. Daniel, you exactly brought me to the point I was trying to make. If we get in Leao now, do you think Leao will actually be okay coming off the bench and be a way to get proper?
No, be a star.
Wait. Listen, he could be a star.
Are you all Daniels? Are all of you Daniels?
No. Listen, I said if he kills it in the World Cup, which those are the favorite dark horses in it, Portugal. If they somehow win the World Cup, and he scores 5-6 goals, he's gonna be a starter no matter what team he goes to. You know what I'm saying? But if he has a lackluster World Cup, 1 goal, scores 1 more goal in the group stage for Madrid, like that's what he's got. We're not going to get him in January, man. A lot of it depends on the World Cup, man. That's like, you know,
my question?
It's like a mic. All right.
Daniel,
What's the question? The specifics of it.
Put down the big money and see how they act.
No, Daniel, no, what I'm saying, like if we get in Leao, for example, if we would have gotten him now or over the summer, are you prepared for this player to be playing every game, or he's going to be okay?
100%. I have to play him every game.
Okay, what if he becomes like
why
Kai
not,
Havertz?
He's doing Champions League now.
Why would I buy him if I thought he would become? I wouldn't want to buy him.
He's better than Kai Havertz.
Okay. How do you know he's better than Kai Havertz?
Go watch him.
Can he make a pass further than 5 yards?
No. Is he better than Kai Havertz when he was in Germany?
He's more deadly than he's more deadly than Kai Havertz in the attack. I'll say that.
Oh my God! Of course, Kai Havertz now is a flop. Everybody knows whatever. He's a flop. But that's not what we're talking about. Grow up, man. I'm talking about Kai Havertz when he's in Germany. We bought the prospect, and we want to buy another prospect. Prospects don't turn down. I'm asking if this prospect is not going to work out again.
He's not a prospect.
Leao's not a prospect.
No, he's not. He's not because he's won a title in Italy.
So did Lukaku.
So he's the finished.
No. Lukaku. Yeah, you can say Lukaku is more experienced than Leao. Yeah, Leao's not even a.
The fuck did it help him then? All that experience.
Why is Lukaku the only barometer you want to use?
No, any other.
Is he the only player that has won an Italian league or something? I'm pretty sure he's not. You know what I'm saying? Like my thing is this year is going to prove a lot about Leao. We're not going to sign this Leao guy through summer, bro. Either way, and we're going to see him in the World Cup. We're going to see him in the Champions League and see him for the rest of the season, and we'll know.
Okay, so you saying you're okay to sacrifice one season again if the person does not pull his weight.
I'm not sacrificing the season because he's having that season at AC Milan. It's not at my team. He's playing in the World Cup at AC Milan. So I'm going to see what he is in this World Cup. I'm going to see what he is for the rest of the Champions League. I'm going to see what he is for the rest of his league. If he goes back to back and kills the Champions League, bring him to Chelsea.
Just to add as well, he probably would be cheaper as well because he has 1 year left on his contract then.
Yeah, he does have 1 year left.
Yeah, he'd have 1 year left at the end of the season, which is
They
why I
made
was saying
turn down 80 mil for him.
And AC Milan are doing him dirty with his previous club. He owes his previous club like 18 million for a lawsuit they lost. And I think AC Milan were supposed to pay that for him, and they're not. And Chelsea were willing to pay that fee for him. That's another reason why Chelsea have a real shot at him, is because they were going to take care of that 18 million. But yeah, with a year left, if he has a good World Cup, I'm all for Leao. I think he's got high ceiling potential.
What's the legality?
I actually watched him one game. For me, in it,
So you've seen one game?
He does have some hitters in him.
Look,
that's the young
Scott,
part of
I
him.
could be you. I could say that I watched him all his life and say he's great.
I haven't, no, and I've never said I have. Like, so I don't know where that's coming from, but
I'm actually telling you that I watched the guy one time, and he in it for some reason.
So wait. Do you really trust your eye that much that after one watch? I'm just asking you, really just think about it. You trust your eye that much that after one watch, you know what a player is.
I just don't think he. Of course, I'm not gonna just judge the kid or based on one time watching. But for the amount of money that they're asking him now, I think he needs to show something even from the game one. I just don't see it.
I don't agree with that. You can't.
Okay.
I mean, you can't take one random game, and yes, you're admitting that you need more than one game, but you just take one game, no context. He doesn't play to the level you think he should. I don't think that's fair. You can't say that he should.
I watched him in the Championship League the last game. He was non-existent in it.
What about if you watched Hazard a few years ago and you saw one of his games where?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
that kid from the first time I watched it, dropping those shoulders down.
He wasn't dropping nothing.
I say the word generational gets thrown around too much because we saw Eden Hazard, and that was fucking generational from game one. I also think it's still a lot to ask for players to hit the ground running. I do agree that there should be an adaptation period, but it's about how long is it? And when you stop making the excuses. Yeah, that's the proper. I always give a player their first season. Always.
Lewis, picture this, right? Yeah. If he has a good year this year, he kills it in the. He has a solid World Cup. He kills it in the league, goes back to back. Wouldn't you? So you wouldn't give him 1 year next year to come in before he's ready to drag us to a league title? Not saying the 1 year is going to be bad. He might come in and score 13 goals and 12 assists or something. But that's not enough. He's not ready.
I would give him
He's not ready to be.
Every
I would give that guy a year.
I've given them the benefit of the doubt their whole first season. I've said just let's see how they adapt. Let's see how they play in their second season, because it's very rare that you see players hit the ground running, especially when switching leagues. It doesn't happen a lot. It happens, but it doesn't happen often. Sometimes it only takes a few months to adapt. Sometimes it takes a full season. Sometimes they never adapt, but you always give them a bit of time in general, just as a general consensus. So yeah, I agree. I'd give him at least a season.
What's the legality?
I don't understand what you like. I'm not saying don't get him at Chelsea. I'm saying if we get him at Chelsea, are you prepared to be given the same amount of games as Kai Havertz?
Yes.
Okay, then that's it. That's all. That's all I was asking. Because remember, you have to give those kind of prospects game after game. Otherwise, he ain't coming. And that's my biggest thing. You have to play them the minute they come to Chelsea. That's it.
I'm fine with that, because our attack still isn't really setting the world on fire. It's still just Sterling and vibes. So, I'm 100% fine. At least the player that, if we brought in a Leao, I could say, okay, he's young, he's building up his experience in the Premier League.
If he comes like Werner, would we give him time?
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
I'm just asking.
I'll tell you that for free.
I wish we had a crystal ball.
I'll tell you that for free. That ain't
No, I understand. I'm not saying it will. I'm just asking a question. Are we going to give him more time than Werner?
Yeah, you never know. It could happen.
I gave Werner a year. After that United game where we drew at home, I was done with him.
If they come in and they're terrible, after a year or two, you get them out. It's not like.
I was really hoping.
Here's the thing, and this is the biggest thing about this whole thing. Pep is such a statue of the manager that he can't bench the 100 million player. Who's that team is gonna bench 100 million player?
So you don't think Potter would do it?
That's my problem.
Oh, so you're saying he
we
can't
don't
bench
have
Grealish?
the pool, for example.
He doesn't want to bench Grealish. You think he wants to be wrong?
You don't. I think.
I was gonna say he spent most of last season benching him. Like
no. That's what I'm saying. That Pep can't bench
he benched him not because of that's who he is as a manager. He benched him because there was a better option, 2 better options, maybe even 3.
No. I understand that, but I'm saying as Leao, for example, or any other top how you say it, top youngsters.
Yeah, guys.
The prospects, the top prospects coming to Chelsea. And Harry Potter is the manager. Do you believe that he will have guts to bench 100 million player?
We don't have anything to say he won't. We don't have anything to say he won't.
Hey guys, you're talking about Leo, yeah? All right. You're talking about Havertz. I've been listening to this panel, yeah, and you guys are making excuses for like what if. One thing you got to mention about getting strikers in, yeah. If we get like the likes of Leo coming to Chelsea, yeah, we're in the same boat, right? At Chelsea, I put into the channel. We haven't got anyone to put box to box into players into strikers in the front, right? We don't have midfielders who do that. Put box into the box, like Man City with Eden Haaland. That's why he scores. You see Man City, yeah? You see the bunny. He puts it in a box where Haaland's there to score goals. That's like strikers. What is the point getting a striker at Chelsea if we can't box to box and put the ball in a box for the strikers to get the goals?
Exactly.
Look, I don't.
Yeah, no, we don't have.
No.
Right,
Listen.
Right. You might not agree with me, yeah. If we got Leo in, right, yeah, we're going to talk about next year. We want him out because he won't score goals. You cannot say, yeah. This Chelsea is strambles from it, mate. We ain't getting enough goals because we ain't got any players who put the ball in a box for the strikers.
The only one that can do that is Sterling in this attack we've got now.
Yeah, that's Sterling. Yeah, we've got Sterling because Sterling's world class. He's done it all the time. Yeah, but
I'm talking about attack. I'm not talking about the defense. I'm not talking about the defense.
You've got to understand, all the Chelsea players on our pitch here want to score goals, right? They just want to score goals. The right wing backs, the midfielders, the left forwards, yeah, and the false. But the false 9, you never see, yeah. No one puts the ball in a box for the false 9 as strikers. And Bamyang in Salzburg.
What? Reece James does that all the time.
Reece James does it.
I'm trying to say Reece James does it all the time because he's a right wing back. And Cucurella. It's because they're right wing backs, yeah. They push out the strikers out.
So there are balls going into the box.
Not all the time. Not all the time. You don't see it. But it's what the last 2 games. No, the last 2 games. Lewis, you need common sense, bro. Come on now, man. Common sense, yeah. When's the last time as Chelsea put a ball into a box for the strikers?
The last game.
I think you need to be
attackers done shit.
Right. Then Sterling scores a goal, yeah. But we don't do it all the time. We do it probably once in a blue moon in the last 9 minutes. We don't.
Yes, we do. If
when?
We cross the ball
we do it all the time. The problem is we don't have strikers that can put it in the back of net.
No. Wait, IBC. Listen, bro. Listen to me, yeah.
We do, mate.
We don't.
I hear what you're saying.
No, we don't. We don't. You know what I'm saying? We don't.
No. We do. The problem is
we don't, bro.
It's the opposite, lad. We ain't got a striker.
We literally do. We did it against Spurs and Havertz.
We do it all the time. We just haven't got people to finish the dinner.
We play like shit when the wing back.
Actually, you're both right.
And we're probably over reliant on that.
I'm right, man.
You are both right. because the ball's coming from the wings in the box. Sometimes you have to have a ball through the middle into the same box.
Yeah, but we don't have one in the middle.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm trying to say to you guys. But you see, Lewis,
but you're saying there's no ball going in. Balls are going in.
No. I'm on about the midfielders. I'm on about the midfielders. I'm down. Guys. I know. Bro, come on, listen. Yeah, I said the right wing backs should do it. Yeah, but the midfielders. When do you see the midfielders actually cross the ball into the box? You don't.
Because we ain't got the minerals ain't there in it.
I was trying. Wait. Crosses don't come from midfield though. They come from the wings.
That's why it's crosses.
You don't reckon we need a right?
It needs like a through ball deep, like a De Bruyne type.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Look at Kevin De Bruyne at Man City. He puts the ball in for Haaland all the time. That's why Haaland's got players. Yeah, where the midfield
through ball, man. Let's go the through ball, not a cross, bro.
Let's go get Kevin De Bruyne then.
Give over, man. What about the cross? What he did?
Man, what are you saying? Let's go get Kevin De Bruyne.
No, you see what happens is he came and with the chest and like you don't know what you're talking about, the strikers and all that. I don't think you know us because we all agree that midfield is the problem. There's not one panelist over here who would say that the midfield is not a problem. We will just happen to talk about the strikers. Not only is the strikers for Chelsea, we're talking about the prospect. So before you come in and say we all don't know nothing, know the conversation that's going on first. Because we actually agree.
Yeah, but I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying like you lot. Yeah, but I'm saying I agree to what you lot are saying. Yeah, but the thing what I'm trying to explain to you guys, yeah, one goal's not good enough for Chelsea. Right? We expect to finish 1-0 all the time, every single time. Yeah, we haven't at least. Yeah, we haven't at least. Right? No, Lewis, what? When we score a goal, yeah, like against Salzburg, yeah, was 1-0 up. What was Man City 1-0 up, yeah? How many goals did they come up?
Who scored that goal?
Yeah, Raheem Sterling, yeah. But the thing is,
where did Sterling play last season?
Yeah, Man City.
How many attackers last season scored goals this season?
He scored at Man City. He scored 12 last season for Man City.
But look at the games he.
But where did
how many goals did our players?
Where did Raheem Sterling play?
But answer my question. Out of the other players, we have,
I'm asking you. He's a winger. He was a winger at Man City. Do we play wingers at Chelsea? No, we don't. Do you actually play wingers at Chelsea? No, we don't.
You're literally running from the point. Who is the player who scored all our goals for Chelsea this season from the attack?
The Sterling's the one who scored for us this season, yeah? But I'm trying to say to you, Kai.
But you're saying Chelsea's issue is only the midfield. What about the attack? If a player that we bought because we had attacking issues last season,
because I saw you heavy backing Havertz.
Isn't that an indication that our attackers are shit?
Talk to me about him. What about the midfield? Talk to me about the attack.
Yeah, but our attackers ain't shit. They ain't shit. But we just ain't got the.
They're garbage.
They are. Havertz is dead. He's shit.
No,
like I said in the comments earlier, I said in the comments earlier, and it was just Lewis on the stream, bar Sterling and Albert, all these attackers are a bunch of pussies. They're all a bunch of bitches.
Scott, I agree to you what you're saying, yeah, but the only best players we got on our pitch, yeah, and you can see Sterling tries his hard to score more goals, yeah, because the likes of Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, yeah, Pulisic, Hakim Ziyech, they're like, if you see Hakim Ziyech on the pitch, mate, when he tries to cross it, it looks like he's playing fucking rugby. He goes over the goal line. So we our wingers only like Reece James or Cucurella only puts the balls into the box, yeah. But you don't see like the midfielders. Like Jorginho had many times to see Aubameyang through. Yeah?
Jorginho literally did it. No. Can I just say Jorginho literally did it in the last game. Put a through ball over the top to Havertz, and he fucking air kicked it.
Oh yeah, that's because that's Havertz, the ball. Yeah, but Havertz is like a midfielder. He ain't a false nine. He ain't a striker.
He's not a footballer.
That's what I've been hearing for
footballer, guys.
That's what I've been hearing for a minute.
Kai Havertz ain't a striker. He ain't a false nine.
He wasn't saying that. I bet you wasn't saying that when he was banging.
He's right. He's right. He's not a striker, man.
No, I'm right.
What is your
guys?
You got to understand, Kai Havertz, he's like a cam roll. He's a number 10 at the back.
He's not creative.
I wonder what we played him as.
Well, we don't know what we play about because he don't play well at what
he was a number 10 in the last game and he was shit.
Where did he play? Where did he play
Bro,
in the
Bar
Champions League
Sterling,
final?
all our attackers were shit last game, man.
Where did he play in Champions League
Man,
final?
I do not understand all these excuses for Havertz, but you want to gun them.
Yeah, where did Havertz play Champions League final? That goal was a striker's finish.
Yeah, but
come on.
Anyone could score that goal.
That was
Even I
Fernando
would score
Torres.
Yeah, but IBC, that was a fluky goal. It came off the goalkeeper.
Fluky goal. I'm sorry. You don't score guys like that through fluke, mate. You got to be very composed.
What? After we run off the goalkeeper
and score.
Yeah, but it bounced.
You got to be very composed.
Keeper saved it.
It's irrelevant if it's a fluke or not. It's 2 years ago, bro. That happened 2 seasons ago, man.
And he
literally
fluked
22, 23, man.
So
It's a new season.
But a lot of people say that Aubameyang won't do well at Chelsea, but Aubameyang, you got to understand with Aubameyang, his face, he's probably uncomfortable from his jaw. But once his jaw's properly once he's probably fully fit, not with his jaw, I'll guarantee he'll be scoring banging goals if we can actually create more goals up for him.
I'm waiting to see that. I'm waiting to see that because he's been getting gassed over social media. I'm waiting to see that.
I think Dan.
Wow. So a man can't get gassed on social media no more.
I think what Dan was trying to say is,
bro, even his nan was wearing a Chelsea kit.
To simplify what Dan was trying to say, I think he meant like we're talking about layout and what attackers can do, but we need to build from the back. We need better midfield help create with the attackers. I don't like our attackers. I think they need improving, but you're never going to see what they
need
really
improving. Our attackers need replacing, man, not improving. They're never going to improve.
For a minute, our team's shambles, mate. Our team's shambles.
They're good enough.
Our team is shambles.
You can bring other attackers into this team, and I think they're going to face similar. That's my point.
But but do you think Potter's going to do the same thing what Thomas Tuchel? Like, do you think he's going to do the best at Chelsea? What Thomas Tuchel couldn't do when he was at Chelsea? It's exactly the same thing at Salzburg. We did the same ticky-tacky football. We did ticky-tacky football, just pass about. That's about it.
I mean, that's about it. Have to look at what Potter's done in the past, and then that's all you can go off of. You can't go off of just this one game.
Yeah, I know that, but I'll give you Potter.
Fabrizio Dagger on Christoph Frund, by the way. RB Salzburg confirmed they've decided to keep Christoph Frund at the club, and he will not be joining Chelsea. The agreement reached on contract between Frund and Chelsea last Sunday has been cancelled, as Red Bull Group will keep the director.
Who cares?
You know who I saw sniffing around? That guy.
Yeah, I didn't want him anyway, bro.
Yeah, what about Campos? Is that gone downhill now? That Campos.
Campos is clear.
Just taking that role, but I think they want Fredo or Campos instead. It's the Monaco DOF.
Michael Edwards.
Flawless. He's dog shit.
Not Michael Edwards. Not Michael Edwards. Not Michael Edwards. He's a British guy.
You're talking about Paul Mitchell.
Bro, who are we gonna go for now, man?
Yeah, Paul Mitchell.
I'll be the director of football.
Why don't you hire me, guys?
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I swear down, I'll do it. I'll do it for free, bruv.
Yo, why don't you hire me as a
I
director
already
of
know
football?
exactly what I'm doing.
Yo.
Yeah, like I said to you guys.
Why don't you hire me as a director of football?
There's no point getting strikers in Chelsea if we can't quite win the midfield.
I'll do a better job.
I am lacking our attackers out of Cobham, man. Can't train, man.
Yeah, you can replace the attackers all you want, but we also need to replace the midfield. We need to improve whatever.
It's mate. That's what I'm saying. We need to
no one is disagreeing though, but a lot of people that overlap our attack when they look at our issues, they're like, "Nah, our attack's another issue, man."
To be fair, the midfield is more important to fix than attack.
It's important. You have to build from the back forward. You have to. You can't work on the
surgery.
You need to know the structure you have in place for the attackers to work before you start bringing.
If your attacker can't even pass 5 meters away, man, even God can't fix it.
Well, I'm not disagreeing.
Which one?
Both of them. Both Mount and Havertz. They're not decision makers.
Yeah, but
they can't make decisions in the box, man. Impossible.
Hey guys, did you not see the last?
Both of them. Yeah, but he's not an 8. If he plays an 8, he doesn't have the position awareness to play an 8.
He played as 8 before.
He played an 8 last game.
Under Lampard.
He played the 8
he literally played as an 8 last game.
He can play there now.
Hey guys,
he can play there.
Hey guys,
he played in the midfield. He wasn't good.
Literally playing in the midfield.
Yeah, he wasn't good in midfield either. Yeah, but.
Do you not see Tammy Abraham put what on his Twitter account, like saying about the curve?
So you're saying Mount did not play in the midfield last game?
No,
nobody's talking to you, Dan.
Yeah, he played, but he wasn't good.
Daniel,
Yo.
Not you. Patron.
Yes.
He played in the midfield. And you're saying he did well?
Of course.
Okay.
Man, this. I'm not gonna talk
It
about
is what it
he
is.
belongs in West Ham.
I can't tell if
this
Dan
guy stays here.
or I don't know. I can't tell. Are you being serious? Do you think he played well for real, Dan?
What are your expectations for number 8?
Oh, you are being serious. Well,
to not lose the ball when he passes it.
He didn't. He had a better passing percentage than Kovacic. He lost the ball more than him.
I'm sorry.
When you see on Twitter, that's my heavy. It's Kovacic. It's 79% passing.
If we don't create
And
more goals this season,
no
we're gonna be
interceptions.
shambles. We're gonna be shambles this season if we don't create more goals.
I agree.
That's
I agree.
Listen,
Because
we know
you
you guys
got
love. Mount is the center of everything. He needs to create. He needs to crack. He needs to do everything for the fucking team.
No, he just needs to keep the ball.
Did you listen to what Tammy Abraham said on his Twitter? About the curse of at Chelsea with the number 9, and he actually put that out clear on Twitter. It was. I think I like the way what Tammy Abraham said about Chelsea, about the strikers.
Why are we?
He said.
What are you talking about?
When Tammy Abraham was
This
at
guy
Chelsea,
is
put it on
like the
Twitter.
Choir magazine over
What
here.
the fuck? Like,
No, listen. What Tammy Abraham said about the cursed 9 at Chelsea, like the number 9 has been cursed at Chelsea. He said it's totally nonsense. You can't. He put it out clear. Yeah, when you're a striker at Chelsea and you ain't got creative midfielder or anything to create in the box, yeah, how could Chelsea with a striker score more goals if you don't create enough? And then that came out.
Well, there's been games where we've made plenty of chances and they still haven't scored. So it's waffle.
I mean, Sterling scored. He came from another team, but he still scored, man.
Sterling has 6 GNA in 8 games next to Havertz and Mount.
And he scored, what, 3 goals? I think he's like...
no disrespect on Sterling still. No disrespect.
Sterling is so...
Gonna be here now.
You see, when we're looking at the forward position, that's the kind of player that we need. That not only can do something up top, he also can create something, attract the defense. And that's why I was my problem with Leao. He wasn't creating.
Come on, Alex. I
No, I just like I said, I haven't watched more than one game, so I'm not gonna be saying that it's 100% like I'm convinced. But just from watching that, it's
in one game, players could have bad games, like one game. From what I've seen from Leao,
that's what I said. That's what I said. It's only one game.
I think we should play that Chukwuemeka at centre mid, man. The way he scored 2 goals against Bayern close.
You guys watched him against Inter Milan. Any of you watched him against Inter Milan?
Anyone watch what?
Leao against Inter Milan.
Nah, I didn't see it.
He was very good, man. Like if you watched him, you see that he would fit us like a glove. He's really good on the counter as well.
I haven't watched enough of Leao in game. I'm going to use the 2 games against us to like get a bit of an assessment of him, but I'm not going to make a decision based off that either.
Also, what do you guys think about that postponement? I think it's unfair for us, man.
It's
like
bullshit.
Yes, it's actually really bad against Chelsea.
After the World
Cup. It's really bad against Chelsea. Like this.
We are we gonna play these games, man?
You know
we have no momentum. We have no momentum going forward. We had to play 2 games. God knows when. And
I know. I have an idea when, because we had 2-3 midweeks after the World Cup in January.
Bro, they could have just changed the fixtures. They were too lazy.
It will be in between them. So we'll have no rest, no free midweek from now until February.
Or it's gonna be March. That's the break over there we have.
But that'll be international break.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, they won't play it during that, isn't it?
I think games in hand this early in the season are a disadvantage for me, man.
I don't think they take away momentum. Yeah, I know what you're saying, man. That fixture is ridiculous, man. Like after the World Cup, and then 2 games, Man City and Liverpool straight off. I think
Arsenal are looking good, man. We can't deny it anymore, man. Arsenal are looking good. If they finish above us, I'll be fucking devastated, man. If they finish above us.
Arsenal will finish above us, man. We'll finish like 5th or 6th this season.
Yeah, with your world-class players, huh?
No, I think we'll finish 6th this season. If we can't create enough more goals,
yeah. Saka and Odegaard, those guys, man.
Yeah, I was going to ask again.
We'll play Arsenal.
If we finish below them, it's a failure for season 2.
IBC. If we play Arsenal, this season, they'll dominate. It's like 4-0, like what they did in the pre-season.
Well, it is what it is. I will hope Potter can understand the rivalry when it comes to Arsenal. That's what I want, just to identify these games. Where do you guys think that? Where do you guys think that we're gonna like? Honestly, what's your expectations this year? Like
top 4, domestic cup, or Europa League if we drop out the group stage, and we move.
Yeah.
Been saying that for the last 3 years. Though,
are you asking where you think we should finish, or where you expect us to finish based on the way things are going?
Based on where things are going, like where do you see us finishing? Based on what you've seen so far.
We haven't seen enough of us to know how things are going, though.
Yeah, one game on the Potter.
We haven't seen enough. I'm just gonna go 4th or 5th, based on, because I think we're gonna need time to for transition. There's gonna be some time. It's gonna be up and down.
But
I don't think
he has quite a lot of time to train now with the team, right?
No,
like he doesn't have any games.
Time. Yeah, and I think he will get us better, but you're still gonna see like those performances or those games where we don't really get the results we expect, and they're gonna push us further down. It's gonna be an up and down season, I think, but you're gonna see it better, I think.
Can you guys be like, give me like, if you're not Chelsea fans, yeah, looking at what Arsenal happened to Arsenal and United, whenever like the pattern after the big era change, right? With United, it's Sir Alex, and with Arsenal, it's post the Invincibles era. Do you guys see any similarity of what's happening, or do you guys are more optimistic of where we're gonna be like in the next 3 or 4 years?
I'm more optimistic.
And don't answer me from a Chelsea fan perspective, yeah.
No, genuinely. No, I'm being genuine because I'm a realist. I think our backing is good enough for us not to worry. We are going.
No, I'm not talking about the manager. I'm talking about us as a club. Like where would be? Is it gonna be like a post Sir Alex or post Invincible Arsenal and United, or do you guys think we'll have a more positive kind of direction?
Yeah, I think that's what he meant. We have
too early to tell.
That's what I'm saying. We have backing. We have backing for us to make sure that
we're asking all these questions after one game.
So did United. You guys, if you guys, I don't know if you guys have seen how much United spent under.
It's not about how much.
Daniel, your connection's a bit mad.
Yeah, it's not about how much we're spending. I don't need us to spend.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because United at the time spent a lot of money, man.
That's what I'm saying. But I think
they didn't have the right. Yeah,
that's what I'm asking. I'm asking you guys about the direction, and not as Chelsea fans, as like.
I think Bolo is more ambition than Arsenal's owners or United's owners.
If things don't click for you, that's different. That's what I'm saying, bro.
But he has a plan as well. He has a structure that he wants to put in place for this club, where he wants to go moving forward, and it's clear.
That's what I'm asking. Do you think that structure is going to work out?
Yes, I believe so. Yes,
think it will work out. Only time.
And when does that end come? Like, when do you think that timeline is going to take? Like,
I don't have a magic 8 ball, so.
Yeah, Alex, I'm just asking for your opinion, bro. Because like I'm seeing a lot of good things.
No. I think it's gonna be. I think we are better positioned than United and Arsenal at that point.
I don't know, because United were Premier League champions.
No, but they had the wrong.
No,
they let go of key figures. They let go of key figures post Ferguson. Like you had
Ed
Woodward coming in.
So did we.
But we're gonna replace those with footballing minds. Ed Woodward wasn't a footballing mind. That's a commercial man. That's a man that hasn't really got any footballing background, but good commercially. So all this
I see Kai's concerns. I see Kai's concerns because United literally did what Chelsea just did with getting what's his name, Everton's manager. He was young manager, the chosen one and stuff. The only reason why I think it's a little different is, again, it's because the ambitions. The ghost of Ferguson is still at United.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a big shoes to fill. I think Chelsea will be fine. I just don't think it's going to be as bad as... I think I think we're in a good hands.
But do you think we'll be as good as we've been with Roman at this time?
No.
For me, I don't know, man.
It depends which one, Roman. It depends which one. Before the sanctions or after the sanctions?
As this time overall, yeah? Because we can't like predict that all of the time under Boli is going to be amazing, right?
Of course not. Because
in every period is going to be good and it's going to be bad. As an overall in the Roman era, we were the club who won the most, right? Trophies. Maybe not Premier League, but overall, we're the one who won the most at that time. That's what I'm asking is like, do you guys have the same optimism with Boli? Because I do see a lot of things in him that I'm not sure about. Like the thing with the KDB. None of you can tell me that you weren't like when you heard that you were like, hey,
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
up,
yeah.
man.
That's
You know what I mean?
When I heard that, I was like, whoa, this guy. And now I believe that 4-4-3 argument now. No, but
obviously, I want him to do great, right? Because I'm a Chelsea fan, and as even though I try to be objective with it, I want us to do well. But there are things that I'm kind of like, is it gonna work out for us? You know what I mean? Because what he's doing now, he's changing everything. You know, he changes everything. He's taking out Marina, he's doing everything. And in hindsight, we can be, it's gonna be great, but we don't know that. We don't know what's going behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
that's the future ball that we hope that we can get access to. But what I'm saying is, I think that Roman's approach, is very different to the way Bowley's approach is. Roman had to break through.
That's not true.
Yeah,
he fucking fired Tuchel.
No, I know.
He also give a manager 5 years.
I understand.
He also give a manager 5 years. Roman.
I understand that too. But you got to listen. Roman's
5-year contract doesn't mean nothing.
Roman's
Alex,
intent.
I'm not saying that as a good thing, as he did. Oh, he gave him 5 years. It's amazing, you know. Like I'm not saying
I'm
it
trying
that
to
way.
tell you that 5-year deal doesn't mean nothing. Like
Roman's
Matt Law
intent.
said. Matt
That
Law
might be
said.
a very expensive buyout.
That's one there is. But he's
Roman's
more,
intent
he's
when he
more
first came
reach.
in was too ruthless. Like you can't say that was intent to win now. That wasn't an intent.
Listen,
to
we know that
more richer, a lot more richer than the Abramovich is.
Clearly, capital is worth like what 300 billion.
Yeah,
I'm not saying. I'm not talking about wealth. I'm just talking about.
They are trying to buy 3 more clubs in different countries. What they're trying to do is ridiculous. I don't think people understand the scope of what they're trying to do.
That's why I'm not worried.
If they fail, they're going to try again and again and again till they do it. They're not the ones who won the Champions League. They're not the one who won Premier League titles. They've won nothing for us or with us. Yeah. They've proved nothing with Chelsea.
That's what I'm saying, Daniel.
Obviously, if you think they don't want to win,
that's
they're going to do everything to
where
win.
do you guys think we're going to end up?
That's all that matters.
Yeah, you don't know.
Nobody knows, guys. Nobody knows, but at least we can speculate. And based on how we behave, we can speculate we're going big.
Yeah, but they're going big. But just because you have money doesn't mean you will spend it right. You know that's what I mean. Like we don't know what's going to happen.
Totally agree. The problem is with the more money you have more chances to actually
to be stupid with it.
In this game of football, you know,
you eventually will make it. It always happens. Like eventually you're gonna make it.
I just hope that eventually is not gonna last like before I die.
That's
but it won't be like that
thing.
now.
Look,
No.
Everybody,
bro, we don't
everybody,
know.
No. Everybody, as much as people want to say Roman was ruthless, it's not like Roman wanted to fire managers. He wanted to keep
failing, man.
He wanted, but they fell. Like remember AVB? He was young. You see what I'm saying? Like he was always looking for the managers to actually succeed. It's not because he wanted them to be sacked. It's just like, look, the reason why what's his name? The first Championship League won. What's his name?
Di
Matteo. Di Matteo got the second half of the manager position because he won the Championship League.
Yeah, that's why.
Everybody knew he shouldn't be there in the first place. Everybody knew he will not last. You see
because
what I'm
of
saying?
Roman.
No, not because of Roman. Because he was a shit manager.
Exactly. I agree.
Daniel, come on, bro. He was a shit manager, man.
He was the same.
This is the problem with our fan base in general. Just because you're not good enough to win a league title doesn't make you shit. If we were patient with that guy, we would have probably gotten Pep. Because Pep wouldn't have seen us as a cold-blooded, soulless club that wouldn't give him any time. Since we fired a manager who just won a double with him being third. He was third when he got fired.
Who?
I think the main reason we think it's Pep is because Pep
Di Matteo. Even if you gave Di Matteo to the end of the season, hold on. Even if you gave Di Matteo to the end of the season
when he left.
Oh.
He was third in the league. Even if you gave him to the end of the season and then you brought somebody else in, you would have probably gotten Pep. You would have probably, because he wouldn't. There was no way he was coming to a club like us that fired a manager who just won the Champions League because he got knocked out.
He would have been outside of top 4. Then he
got knocked out into the Europa League. Like, and again, our form didn't improve when Rafa Benitez came in. We lost 3 games in a row when he came in. It didn't get better. So obviously we were just in a difficult moment. Either way.
Yeah, but
what I'm
then
saying is
then he
they
got
did
Mourinho.
not
no
make
Mourinho won
patience.
the league.
it's
Mourinho
not
won
I'm
the
not
league.
saying he was
100%,
good enough to win a league title. I'm saying he was
no,
good
okay,
enough to
he
get to
wasn't
the
good
end of
enough
the
to actually
season.
get in the top 4.
He was more than good enough to get into the
No,
top
no,
4.
I
Our
think we're
team was
basing it
good
on
enough to get into
sentiments.
the top 4.
I think Di Matteo's job, was just his affinity to the club, his affinity to Chelsea that saw us through. I don't think it was sustainable enough for us to compete, like Alex is saying. I don't think it was good enough. I really,
It
I
wasn't
don't
good
think
enough,
it was good enough.
and
It was
the
good
threat
enough.
of
It was
the
good
threat
enough.
of not getting top 4
Bro,
was bigger than
There
him.
was no threat of not getting top 4. He got
I
fired
honestly
because of
believe
No,
Lewin.
here's the thing. There
He
was
got
throughout
fired
the
because we got
season.
knocked out the
There was
Champions League. That's
there was
why.
throughout the season, like it took us to the second to last game to confirm top 4. So it
Yeah,
definitely
but
was
that was with
tight.
Rafa
The team was
Benitez when
good
he
enough.
came in.
It's
Yeah,
just I don't think there was a solid DM in there, and there wasn't a
exactly.
striker either, and it held us back. Like we had Torres, Bar came into the second half of the season. He did get us some
Exactly. So it's
goals.
like it's
There
not like
wasn't
we
any
had a team
consistency there.
to win the league title and he wasn't winning the league title.
But also,
He
It wasn't
all he had to
capable of
do
a league title. It wasn't
all
there.
he
It
had
was
to do
very
was
close,
get
very
us
close.
to top 4.
the,
That's it. Get us top
the
4.
last
Then
time,
you can let him go and bring in Pep. But you couldn't wait.
no,
He
the last
couldn't
time we
because
built a
he was a
team,
bigger
we built a team that was able to win
he was a
titles
bigger
was
threat
what
to get the
Mourinho's
top
second
4
season,
than
man.
anything.
No, he wasn't. He was like
He brought
9
Matic
out
in,
of
we
top
brought
4 of like
Shurley in.
the fifth
Even
place.
your
9 out of
Wi-Fi
10
don't
games.
agree with you,
Ah,
Daniel.
your connection's bugged out again, my friend.
Bro, you know who we should make director of football? Jose Mourinho, bro. Every time that guy built us a team, it won at the Premier League. We were just
He
like,
destroyed our
overpay
team.
him.
Oh, also let Mata and De Bruyne grow.
Yeah,
but-
let's not.
But who gives a shit? He won 2 Premier Leagues with that team, man.
Hey,
And we got
yeah,
Fabregas.
but
But he's not the one that manages.
I can't forget what he did to Doc.
He literally, he's gonna
called her
look
out
for the
on that.
talent. You want Mourinho to look for the talent?
He's the one who got us 2 Premier League titles, man.
Yeah, put him in.
No, that's not what it is. Lampard wasn't his signing.
But he built that team. He literally, the one who said, I want Drogba. I want nobody but Drogba. He said, shut up, Abramovich. Just
Yeah, and he got Drogba. That's
But
it.
Drogba
he
did
got
bang in his
Drogba.
first season.
But there's
He
other
got
players over there already.
Carvalho. He got Carvalho as well. He got some.
Yeah,
good
we
ass
had.
players, man. He's the reason Ashley Cole came to Chelsea. Don't tell me Mourinho didn't build winning teams, man. Mourinho is
No,
the reason
he
Chelsea
did,
is not
but-
is as powerful as
but-
it is now, man.
It's
You're
a,
not wrong. I
It's
heard that.
no, he's right, but you got to look at this. Now it's not playing the same it was playing then. Does it make sense?
People said the same thing. I don't know if you, Lewis, if you remember in 2011, yeah, when we haven't won the league for a while, yeah, and people were like, "Oh shit, we're not gonna win the Premier League. We haven't won it in 5 years." And then Mourinho came in, built a team, and we won the Premier League again.
It's more like he fine-tuned it. Mourinho came in, he got rid of the
how
old
many of those
guard,
players
he
stayed?
added
No, no.
Matic in, he added
by the
Diego
time that
Costa,
Mourinho,
Fabregas.
99% of those players stayed. He didn't buy any of them.
That's not true. He literally sent Lampard to New York. He replaced him with Fabregas. He got Matic back. He got David. He got what's his name? He shipped off David Luiz. Who else did he get in there? He got Costa.
Sure,
Luiz was only sold because
he got
Luiz
Felipe
was
Luiz.
only sold because
He got
PSG
Shurley.
won.
He is the last
And we
manager
never
who
did
brought us
that.
attackers that are not flat.
Lloyd Remy. Lloyd
Remy,
that was a
bro.
great move.
I would kill to have Luke Remy start right now in this.
Lloyd Remy, bro.
The guy is such a
bad they are
talented
now, man.
striker, but the
Like
injuries,
Fred.
man, injuries.
Whoa.
Daniel, your connection, bro.
Instead, now we have a bunch of ball boys playing fucking attackers, bro. And that's why we are where we are, man. Because we don't have actual fucking system built in. We're just winging it, man. And it's sad.
Our attackers play like 5-year-olds on the pitch.
Bro, 5-year-olds. Lewis, I don't want to get you cancelled, man. So I just helped myself. But yeah, man, 5-year-old is a compliment.
I agree, but with Jose, I think someone says it perfectly here. Is it sustainable though? Because he's never able to do it in the long term.
No, but he built a team for us. Doesn't mean that he has to manage it. Someone else manages. It's you buy the talent, bro.
Well,
when is the last time we?
What happens when you get the perfect
Lewis,
squad?
let me put it to you this way. The only 2 strikers who worked at Chelsea are the 2 strikers that Mourinho brought in. That's all I'm going to say, man.
I thought
Costa and Drogba.
Put Giroud
And
in
Louis
there.
Remy. Those are the only strikers that actually worked.
Lloyd Remy.
Everybody else is a
Unsung
bomb,
hero.
bro.
I gotta go, Lewis. See you guys.
Take care.
Take care,
yourself.
bro.
Take care, Alex.
Mahir, DM me and we'll get you on a future stream. We'll do this a bit more.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't know
Who's
when
the last
we'll be.
guy to sign a striker for us that was good, man.
Not really.
I get it. It's just I don't know what we do in terms of younger prospects, and then what do we do once we've built the squad? Then we have to keep it at that level because that I haven't seen from Jose.
Yeah, but look at where this youngest prospects got us now in the league, man. We're literally competing for West Ham for goals, man.
I don't want us to be in a case where we rely on them either. It's just with Jose, I asked the question: what do we do once we get to the top? Is he able to keep us there? That would be my question. But go on.
Unless he compares us to omelets. Again.
Compares to omelets.
Remember when he compared us?
He said like we need good eggs to make a good omelet.
Remember he compared us to eggs and omelets.
No, the best Jose moment, the best Jose moment is when Liverpool and City had that title race, and we barely made it, and he was like, "We are a little horse, but next season we will compete." And everybody in the media laughed at him, man. And he won the Premier League. He was first from August till the August of next year, bro. What a fucking moment, man.
Genuine question though, do you see Mourinho coming back in any capacity?
No way. Maybe after
no.
Goalie, it might be different.
Now there's a new regime. Maybe if it was Roman and the others, no. They burnt all their bridges with the second.
Bro, bring him back. I don't give a fuck.
I see Todd Bowley rekindling something.
Just for the sake.
If Potter don't work, I wouldn't mind.
Mourinho.
Bro, just so he makes
Mourinho, Lewis. You know what I'm saying?
If Potter don't work, we're in the mud, and then that's the perfect environment for Jose to come in, play us against the world mentality, and take us straight back.
Exactly.
So yeah, if Potter don't work,
Mourinho. Hashtag bring back Mourinho. I'll start the trend.
Bro,
if Potter flops,
I love Mourinho, man. I'm even biased, man. This is how much I love Mourinho, man.
No, I love Jose as
well. You're not wrong,
I would never forget that.
Chelsea fans under Mourinho had a chest, man. Under Mourinho, we had it. You remember how hated we were?
That is mad.
Not a
You
chest.
remember how hated we were under Mourinho, man?
We had sense of belonging.
Ah, man.
Those times I grew up on those. They were beautiful.
You remember we went to Anfield with the
going
lineup
to games and seeing that man was just
and we won at Anfield 2-0. 2-0 with kids. We had Thomas Callas as a fucking centre back, bro.
Callas.
I
forgot about this guy. I forgot about him.
What's he doing now? Is he still at Bristol?
No, he's at Bristol now.
Yeah, I don't know where he went. He only had that game and then he just disappeared.
He's just been there
we're going to wrap up the stream anyway because I do need to get ready for the next one. We might be back at 10 p.m. for Shameless. Depends on how my head is. But yeah, big up everyone that's locked in.
Take it easy, Lewis.
Like
Love for having me, bro.
No worries, bro. And as